Are you ready to show everybody where our new home is?
Before we show you, we want to show you why the Hales would we buy where we bought.
What did you say?
I said, Jeremy, I'm a huge fan.
George is out in the parking lot. Look at that. Am I on the naughty list?
Hell, for every meeting. And you're gonna bring the police to remove me, Russell.
I didn't start this war with the neighbors.
But I fully intend on winning
Here, I have anxiety over the roof. And I can't take this. I can't, sir. I cannot hear you very well. Not at all. I have to hold you up to my ear to hear you. Something is wrong. Can you please check your mic? I do not have perception of time. I don't have perception of date and times. I do not, and my brain does not work that way. My child just fell down. You are not a nice person.
Oh my gosh. Look at all you fine people. Yes, I'm having issues with my camera. I look like I'm a beat right now. It's weird, this damn thing. Don't worry about it. I'll fix it later. Hopefully it'll be good by tomorrow. I don't know what in the hell's going on with the camera. I had an update or something on my computer, and it made everything go wonky on it. So I'll get it fixed. Hopefully eventually. That's the damn plan tonight. Let's make sure that works. Oh, look at that. Leone, good to see you. Good day, Shizzy Jack. Kisses. Beautiful 24 degrees Celsius in Australia. Gotta love it. It's 8:12 in the morning. Oh, man. Ooh, you can't wait. I like it. Tornadoes are everywhere around me. Yes. Same here. We're going to have some storms tonight. It's going to be a wild, wild night. We're going to have some storms. It's going to be nasty weather. I'm probably going to have a dog at my feet. Good to see you, Teddy O'Hearn. Good to see you. Oh, my gosh. Hello, Cynthia. Good afternoon, Shizzy. Looking forward to another twisted and funny afternoon. Shuckle up, you corn stars. Just shuckle up. What is up? What is up? How you doing, Alan Lang? Good to see you. My gosh, we've got Teddy O'Hearn. We got Cool Gamer. Hey, Cool Gamer. Good to see you. Good evening, Linda Lazier and Norma Stevens. Well, you know what we've got. Yeah, stay safe and in the storms. Yeah, I'm here in Georgia, so we're supposed to get some storms. Don't know how bad it's going to be, but I guarantee you we will have some fun. I almost was going to go out and light up the fire pit tonight. That was sort of my plan, is to roll up the fire pit. I did a smoked London broil tonight for dinner with some asparagus. That was pretty damn tasty. It was really good. Good to see you, Don. We having a snowplow storm? I don't know. I don't think we're having any snowstorm. We're supposed to be having a little bit of tornadoes and all that kind of stuff. Good days, I will tell you. I'll see if I can get this video happening a little bit better. It is so screwy. I don't understand why it's acting so bad tonight. I will see if I can bring down my exposure just a little bit. Maybe the video, increase the white balance. That might help out just a little bit. I will see. We will see if that took care of it. And yeah, that's better. Now you can see the shine on my forehead. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, maybe I brought the white balance just a little bit too much. Let's see if I can move this to a better spot here. Make that look a little bit better. Yeah. There we go. That looks better. Don't you think? Camera, maybe just a little bit. Yeah, it's really weird. It doesn't like me too much tonight. Yeah. This is how it goes. There we go. Now I've got this blur, so I look like a blur. You want to see something really cool? Let's see if I can make this happen. Camera. It's been doing funky stuff lately. See, Totally changes all the color right there just by doing that. Don't know. I really don't know. I don't get this damn thing. So while we're, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to send out an invite to Mo. That would be really upsetting. She would finish up. She would not see anything, and then that would be bad. There we go. When you are ready, there. Oh man, my gosh, my Lord Almighty. So I've had a good day, really good day. I was busy as all get out. I mean, I set my chat off this morning, which was not my intention, but it happens. Whenever you talk about religion, politics, that kind of stuff, people get worked up. They got their beliefs. I got mine, but in the end, it is all about loving everybody. I don't worry about the funny stuff. I mean, if you can see, I'm trying to type and do two things at the same time. Yeah, dinner was running a little bit late, so I'm running a little bit late. And so what the plan is for tonight? What is it? Raining here in New York State? Well, definitely. Yeah, you are having a snowstorm. Got it. Good evening, Terry Ham. Good to see you. John Kemp, we are having a snowstorm. Wisconsin old man winter don't want to leave. Our snow started sometime tomorrow afternoon. My gosh, what is up with this snow? Mo is in good form this evening. Hope she shows up. Yeah, Mo is always in good form, no matter what. Hello, C. Smith. That is beautiful. I should say more like C. Smitten. Good to see you. Hello from the UK, Michael Hammer. Good to see you. Oh my gosh, we've got so much going on tonight for you. Oh, it's going to be a blast because last night we didn't finish up in a good period of time. So what I've got for you tonight, we're just going to we're going to move forward just a little bit, and then we've got two portions to play tonight of the trial, and that's stuff that we didn't do last night, and stuff that we didn't do today that we're going to do today. So we're gonna power through this one today, and this is getting a little bit further on down the road.
Time to clean up Otter Creek, and the What the Hale's family is huge. We literally have ex-military, ex-black ops contacting us all the time saying, hey, Jeremy, we'll come up and clean up Otter Creek. And I believe they probably would.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. I got to get the...
But let's clean up Otter Creek the right way. We got another ex-military over here. Who the Hales are you?
I'm Robert Wentworth, here locally at Fernando County, and we're professional arborists.
Arborist?
Nice.
Wait, hold a second. Arborist. George, what's arbor?
Tree cutting.
Oh, wait, no, isn't it arbor? Isn't that what you walk under when you get married? You make wedding planner. He's a wedding planner, ex-military wedding planner. He'll get the perfect arbor for you. A wonderful company here in Otter Creek reach out to us and say, hey, we've got some trees that got to come down. And Robert and Dan, you're going to see Dan up in the trees today. And by the way, am I going to be monkeying up in the trees as well?
Absolutely, if you want to.
Say what? Do you trust this man?
Want to?
Do you know his nickname?
We'll get you up there.
Need to.
We'll make it smooth.
But before we do that, I have to show you my chainsaw.
That's right. Almost.
Robert and Dan are pros, but Robert, I'm a pro too. Look at this right here. I got a pro, but
I did absolutely a pro.
You know what happened here, right? Come on, you know what happened.
You dropped it or you ran it over?
I mean, they don't call him Captain Fumblenuts for nothing.
Definitely dropped it. Can I order that piece, a replacement piece?
You can, but I have a repair thing in the truck for it.
If you can actually repair it?
A fiberglass tape.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that
You're
would
just
be
gonna wrap
incredible.
around it.
That'd be incredible. I've got this is more George's size, right?
170.
Here. Yeah, that's the 170.
This is the iconic steel that everybody buys. The iconic homeowner steel out.
Well, we are in Otter Creek. It's iconic to steal stuff here. So, I mean, I get that. But this. Oh, man. happened?
Ooh,
My
what
chain
happened to
be
that
hanging
one?
low. My chain be hanging low right there. You know what? I usually just bounce back and forth.
It might be time for a new chain on that one, but I'll take a look.
You want to know what's really strange is I just got started and they already demonetized it. I love it.
Did you hear that? He likes my chainsaws.
He does.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, that was a cute saws.
Whoa!
So this is what we did.
Oh,
A Magnum 660.
They don't like
One
it.
is a $2,000 saw. It
Size
will take a
matters to
4-foot
you, huh?
bar.
does the mayor of Otter Creek know that he has a saw that big?
I don't know. Does he?
He'll find out today.
There's Russ the Sus.
In one of his many pickup trucks.
There he goes.
He loves to drive by with his windows rolled down
Oh yeah.
and just spying on everyone in the town.
There's Russell right there.
That's a
Russ
big
the Sus has
boy.
been creeping by. He's been driving by and creeping.
Twice
that's Russ.
now.
That's Russ right there.
That's 2 for the count.
That's he was over there. He was over there, and now he's over there.
yeah.
So he's creeping. He's like, uh-oh, military man's in the town.
He sniffed you out.
Police called on us, are we?
Hopefully, if we're lucky. Instead of cutting trees, he's actually fixing all my broken chainsaws. He's right at it.
You're the
Right
hero
at
of the
it.
day.
We'll get you cleaned up. Might need a new chain for that, but I think if we just clean it up, get it on there tight, it should run pretty good.
Nice.
These were all storage unit finds.
Every single one.
Hey, those are good deals then. Look
Yeah.
closely right here, your bar.
Yeah.
You have oil slots in them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these oil slots have to sit here on this oiler. If you have all this gunked up meat there, when you stick your
Oh.
bar on there,
The oil can't get
you
to
now
it.
have a gap
Yeah.
where the oil just leaks straight out as opposed
Mhm.
to traveling the bar and staying in your thing. So it's very
Mhm,
important to keep this plate very clean when you put this back.
Look at that.
So
I
I
learned
definitely
something
have to
today.
keep my bar cleaner and my chain cleaner.
Hey,
Sure.
good to
And
see
brake
you,
cleaner is the
Devin
best way to do that.
Right now.
And Dan's
yes.
getting all
Hit that
rigged
like
up,
button.
geared up.
Official.
Look at this. He's got spikes on his feet. The whole deal, man.
Ooh,
This
fancy.
is no joke. This is the monkey. This guy can climb anything and take any limb. What's the limb? I
Limb
almost
limb.
went
A
lemur.
lemur.
Limb or tree down. Larry just pulled up while we're getting ready to chop trees down. And
Hi, Larry.
he goes, I got to speak to the guy who bought the schoolhouse. And I don't know if that's good or bad. Larry's a good or bad?
No, it's good. My mother grew up in Otter Creek here.
Uh-huh.
They went to school here. There were 7.
Y'all be
sisters,
safe. Be
2
safe.
brothers. Their last name was Moody. Their aunt
Hey,
and
D.
uncle
Robertson, good to see
own
you.
what is known as Herschel's right now.
Really?
Yeah. And when my aunt and
Looks like
uncle owned
Lynette's
it, my uncle
vocabulary
passed
starting
away.
to
So
affect
my
me.
aunt asked my mother, could I live with her when I was a junior and senior in high school?
Yeah.
So I lived
Well, it
at
depends on
Herschel's.
what lips you're speaking
You
out
live
of.
literally at Herschel's, the general store.
But it used to belong to my great aunt and uncle,
Okay.
John and Estelle Moody.
Any relation to Dale Moody in
Yeah.
Chicago? Do you know Dale Moody?
No,
Okay.
no. But the old schoolhouse, when I went to school in Chiefland, the county offered a program for kids to get a job.
Uh-huh.
So I worked at the old schoolhouse here, which was at the time a school board annex.
What year was that? Do you
That
remember?
was in 72 and 73.
Oh,
I worked the 2 summers there through the
there's never any battle between Tug and I. There's never a battle between us. We enjoy Tug and Megan Fox just as much as you guys do, because we think, over here on this channel, we think that Tug is the shizzy whiz nut. He is the bomb diggity. He is awesome, as is Megan Fox. So there is no battle between us at all. we enjoy each other's company. Hey, Tom Gillis, what is up, my rock star golf pro master of disaster? So are you coming to the Masters this year? Are you going to be here in Savannah for the Masters? I would hope so. See, I've got the azaleas blooming out back. If you know anything about the Masters in Savannah, those azaleas blooming, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Oh yeah, buddy. Yeah. So when it's Masters time here in Georgia, when it is, because that is about the time that the azaleas start blooming. And we're not talking about the little azaleas. We're talking about like the big, massive flowering azaleas. Those are awesome. I just still stream. There you go. Put one on your phone and one on the TV. There you go. Yep, it is next weekend. Next week, yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be a good time. That's gonna be an absolute blast. I'm in Atlanta, so we get the we get to, you know, enjoy the Masters. One of my wife's friends, her father has been going to the Masters every year for the past, I don't know, 20, 30 years. And he's got severe Alzheimer's. And last year, they decided to talk him into not driving. Good thing he forgot about it, but he didn't drive. They basically made it where they rented a car and a driver to take them to the Masters and back. And they had a really good time. I mean, he's just been going for so long that his wife just didn't want to take that away. So I hope he's able to make it again this year. So it's a couple hours from Atlanta. Yeah, just a couple hours. I worked the Masters at a theater there. I don't remember what was going on, but Jim Belushi was performing that day, and he was a little put back because, you know, here he is wanting to do, you know, a concert, get people up and going, and I remember him going, man, these guys are just sitting there and like kicking back, and I don't get it. I was like, man, this is Georgia. This is the way people are in Georgia. If you want to get these people up and dancing in the stadium, you've got to talk to them. You got to tell them to get up. They weren't going to do it with unless you do. Yeah, some wild parties in Savannah. Oh yeah, that's why having two girlfriends never works for guys. What? Really? You think? It never works out in the end, but it's fun. It's fun while the party's going on. I guarantee you.
You literally worked at the
Yeah,
schoolhouse.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and as you go down the hallway, the left hand used to be the library.
Okay, so
So now it's on the right hand side. The library.
yeah, the library's on the right now. So originally it was on the
And
left.
on the left-hand side. And what we done is a young lady here that lives.
I hope he's doing safe. DUI guy was live streaming Ryan Hall. Y'all tornadoes near him. Oh man, that's rough. Hey Shizzy, twice in one day. Woohoo! Yeah, no, you'll be surprised. You'll actually see me probably 3 times in one day. That's how I roll. I don't and I do, you know, a couple hours here and a couple hours there. But yeah, this is like my free time. You know, the best part of waking up is with a two girls and a what? No, I'm just kidding. The best part of doing my morning shows is I don't think anybody else does morning shows. I'm like the only one that is up at that time of day and doing live. It's interesting. I try to be lighthearted about a lot of stuff and not get too worked up, because they're getting worked over this bullshit. It doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't make it any better. You just know that it's all about having a little bit of fun, a little bit of a good time. And I mean, you know, even now, I'm sitting here looking at Jeremy in this video, and you can see that he's still, you know, although, you know, you got Russ the Sus and all that kind of stuff, he still just has a delightful attitude. Even with the stuff that he's going through right now, you can see where it's dragging him down, but he still has an upbeat attitude. And that says a lot for some character right there, that, you know, there's only so much that you can do. But the biggest thing that you can do is control yourself and not try to control others. So I think he's got a lot. Oh, I love it that you start your day with me and Mo. Yeah. Now Mo is pretty damn awesome. She's got her Moisms, and what everybody's telling me tonight, Mo is on fire. And it's really strange for me, because I used to watch a lot of different streams a bunch of different channels. I mean, I would get up in the morning and I would kick on some Ricada to, that was played the night before, just to sort of get caught up with what might be going on in the whole lawyer sphere stuff. And at some point I think it was around the beginning of the year, I said, you know what, instead of me sitting there listening to somebody else, why don't I just kick on my own stuff and own it, have fun with it. And by gosh, I mean, this morning, there was over 100 people just kicking back and having a good time and carrying on good conversation. That's one thing I enjoy about my chat, about the channel, about the other creators that come on and do things, is we all have a good time. We stay away from the drama bowl stuff, which makes it really nice. Makes it really nice to have a decent conversation without getting worried about, what so-and-so said or what so-and-so did. So that's what we like it. We enjoy our time on this, and we enjoy you guys so much. Because, without you, our shows are sort of, like, well, mediocre kind of thing. Isn't the Masters in Augusta? That's right, Savannah. I was thinking Savannah, but it is in Augusta, or as they like to say, Disgusta. We were stationed there in 2000. Traffic was a nightmare. It hasn't gotten much better. We enjoy our time with you as well. Oh, thank you, D. Robertson. I appreciate it. Because sometimes I can go off on tangents like it just did, but it's fun. It's fun. It's all good. No drama. Oh, I thought that said no drama in the bed. I was like, yeah, why would you want to have drama in the bed? There's other things you're going to do in the bed besides have drama. Yeah, no drama is the best. Got it. Well, in the bed is best too. So, that's how we like to keep it.
Down the road here, her name was,
You can say anything you want. You can call her Susie. You can call her Larry. You can call her George. We'll say her name is George.
Her name is Cindy Williams.
Okay.
And what we done, we was hired through the school program, and we put together what they call the master plan for all the teachers in the county. So during those years, that was the school board annex.
Really?
Wow.
I figured you want to know this.
Absolutely, we want to know this. We want to capture all the history. I love this, that the locals are coming and actually sharing with us all the history of the building.
We have the best community.
The young boy that had asked about a job, he is my nephew.
Are you serious?
We need his number.
Brian didn't leave his number with me. Can you give me his number by the end of the day?
Yeah.
Or give him Jeremy's.
That boy has got some muscles.
His father is my nephew.
Oh yeah.
So Brian's my great nephew, and he won weightlifting in Chiefland.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Brian's daddy did. And his name's Robbie.
So then Robbie did?
Yeah.
Well, Brian probably going to win it someday too.
So Brian's grandmother is my baby sister.
Wow.
Her name is Avy.
Wow.
So, but anyway, I went by the schoolhouse to look if I could see. So I said, I'm going to ride around. I know he's somewhere close by.
You found us. You found us.
It used to be one of the biggest sawmills here in Otter Creek and also in Gulf Hammock.
Wow.
And Gulf Hammock, I live in Gulf Hammock. Gulf Hammock had
Hello, Brian. He's a good kid. Awesome.
Dowing Company. And that was the biggest sawmill in the world.
So was the big sawmill in Otter Creek? Was that the Otter Creek Woodworks here now?
No, it was across the road.
That foundation is big crack in it.
The post office was.
Right across from the post office.
So where we're at now is the biggest sawmill in Otter Creek for sure, though, right?
No, I'm not quite sure.
I think this is the only one that currently exists anymore. This is the only one. Scott and Ellie got the Otter Creek's woodworking going now.
But yeah, my mother and them grew up.
Oh, that sucks.
And my aunt and uncle,
sorry for him.
Built the store, bought the store.
Well, and I hope that he moved on to better things. I mean, that's the thing about being let go from a job, is moving on to better things and growing. And here's something that I learned a long time ago. If you haven't figured this out, there's a big difference between having a job and having a career. A job is something that you do. a career is something that you achieve. And it is a constant job to keep your career on track. And what I did was I stopped focusing on just having a job and started focusing on having a career. And when I did that, everything became much easier, and clarity, it just made it so much better. So much better. Oh, that sucks. Rumor has it the Brown's family is losing their home. Man, that's rough. Prayers for him, man. Prayers for him. I think that her Brian's mom lost her place. Oh man. See, it looks like there's a few people there that are saying that. And I mean, does Jeremy know? I mean, that would be the question. Does he know? I mean, is there anything he's able to do about it? I mean, you have to understand that you become limited if you stretch yourself too thin. But I'm sure that you would do. Oh, there you go. Jeremy's giving him his camper. Yeah. See, that's so. Like I said, Jeremy knows a little bit about what's going on in his neighborhood, and that's impressive. That it really is. That he knows a bit about what's going on.
It was kind of funny because my aunt said, well, we're going to take care of the store. We're going to live in the store. And her husband had built a brand new little house for him. And so my granddaddy and grandma moved in the house, and they moved into the store. Yeah.
So when my grandparents actually started a store up in Ohio, they lived in the store as well. That was a thing back in the day. So we had a family grocery store, Hale's Grocery. It started in 1918, went for 4 generations. And grandma and grandpa, great grandma and grandpa actually stayed in the store. They would live where they worked where they lived.
Okay, so what's going on through the years is 1971 and 72. 19 used to be 2-lane.
Okay.
So they 4-laned it in 72.
Okay.
Okay. And now they're fixing to 6-lane it.
Well said, Jeffrey. Well said.
I see you on social media. My son is Charlie.
Yeah. Yep.
And what I like to watch about you is you're doing things the average, ordinary person done 20, 30, 40 years ago. You get me?
Yeah, I get
and
you. I get you.
You're making a living from it.
Yeah.
And away we go. Dan is up in the palm trees right now, dropping them back down to Robert. Robert's putting them right over here, and then I gotta go start hauling. These guys don't mess around. They are on it.
There's a light bunch. Oh, wow.
How's it going? You're looking smooth up there, buddy.
Roof's not in bad shape at all up there. Otter Creek woodwork.
We've got trees tied together. We've got a man with a chainsaw up in the tree. This is exciting. Exciting times here in Otter Creek. Helping the community.
Oh,
clean
yeah.
it up.
Limb walkers. Gotcha. Nice. That's a big knot right there. Nice.
Ooh, timber! It looks like a pineapple.
The big old knuckle.
Ready. And, oh, it's a giant pineapple. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Who's making pina coladas?
There it goes on the cart. Go, Scott, go.
Well, and that is the thing. You don't see that you don't see that too much in Florida. You don't see a whole lot of snow. But yeah, having a pitch on a roof, I much prefer. Almost find it funny when people complain about their jobs and seriously focusing on the job. Wrong. Car mechanics should see the cars. The customer and want to get them running well. Absolutely. I mean, see, I was a mechanic for many years. I mean, that's what I trained to be in the military. Which that MOS doesn't exist anymore. Hooray. but whenever I started working, I worked for Honda for, I don't know, plenty of years, in a dealership. And I will tell you that it was the guys that would come in that looked at it as a job and got concerned with doing the bare minimum. And not paying attention to like the little details of things, leave a greasy footprint or, anything like that, instead of just paying that little bit of extra attention to the details of what was going on, leaving it just like you found it, like you were never even there. And it is always one of those things that it's hard to explain to, one of the younger guys that, comes in there and he's just like, yeah, it really sucks. I have to do this oil change or whatever. It's just like, man, I will tell you what, you get good at doing oil changes, and I could make bank doing oil changes. I actually, before I left, I told him to demote me down to doing oil changes. I was like, just give me oil changes all day. I'll knock them out. I can do an oil change in like 10, 15 minutes. And the amount of money that I get paid per hour on doing these things, it's bank. It's like, I'll just sit here and do oil changes. I don't have to think about anything else. And there's like, oh, but we got, this engine that needs to be rebuilt. I'm like, well, shit, let's see. The engine's going to take me about 6 hours to rebuild. And I'm only going to get paid for, 8 hours or something crap like that. So let me see. I think I'll just do some oil changes. Oh, what is it? Limb Walker's also a vet. Oh, no. It isn't like that. Here's the thing. I went into the National Guard at 16. I enlisted at 16. I served until I was 19. I got a general discharge, just because I was working pipeline construction at the time. And being in the National Guard, they weren't going to promote me. I found this out after being there for 4 years, that it was going to take I was a E4 at the time whenever I left. At the time, as a specialist. So I don't know. They changed it because it was corporal and specialist, and then they eliminated corporal. So I was a specialist, whatever. And I was up for E5, but I couldn't get promoted to E5, and I couldn't go full-time National Guard because they didn't have any slots open. And that's the way the military works, is if there's not a slot open, you can't advance. And after spending 4 years there, coming in every weekend, or every once a month, every weekend, whatever, doing 2 weeks in the summer, it was just like, I my time would be better served just, making money, which I was doing. And I ended up, hey, Mowbray, good stuff. Awesome. I ended up working pipeline construction, and whenever the first Gulf War broke out in 1990, I think it was something like that, 1990. My unit was on call. So they never got called. They were just in a waiting pattern. I would have had 24 hours, and then I would have been shipped over to Iraq. That was a long time ago. But good thing I didn't go. I mean, kudos to everyone that did serve, and that's one of the reasons why I don't accept anything from the VA or from the government in benefits or anything like that. Is, I feel that there's people that actually served our country and did quite a bit for our country, and I just don't feel that I'm at that level of loveliness like this.
Way you slip, I won't fall. Maybe I will. That's okay, 'cause we all fall. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, woo.
What kind of dinosaur are you?
Tyrannosaurus. I'm a Stegosaurus.
Hey, Mo.
Hello. That donkey. And that little girl struggling to get up is true, like, footage of me trying to get up off the floor. It's like,
Yes.
I'm a little
It's
bit
like,
stuck.
I'm a Stuckosaurus.
But I'm like
Oh.
I'm like, "Wait, you guys, no, don't help me because I'm working on my muscles and using my body mechanics to get back up because,
Mhm.
to keep those muscles going." But I was like, "But please just point and laugh if possible."
Yes, the donkey is laughing because the dog got shocked by an electric fence. He came up on it and it popped him on the nose.
Oh,
And I didn't realize
um
that at first. I was like, "Why is the dog freaking out?" Because there's nothing there. What it was is that's an electric fence, and he touched his nose to it, and it shocked the ever living bejesus out of him.
Yeah. I
Yes.
I feel bad for laughing, but then the donkey's like, what an idiot."
Oh, it's definitely not stereo. You got us on one side and Megan and Tug on the other. It's definitely not stereo. No, because Tug has a wonderful voice. He is so smooth. I love it. I want a donkey. No, you don't. No, you don't. Really. You think you do until you get one, and you're just like, what an ass.
I know, but I'd like to say my ass and I are here.
My ass and I are here.
My ass is beautiful.
My ass is beautiful. Have you touched my ass today? If you
Yeah.
if you rubbed my ass loves it whenever you rub her. It came over here as well. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Good to see you, Ghost Tree, because you ski plus snowboard children and instructors experience the dinosaur's cuteness every day. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. And yeah. Donkeys are like cats. You think you're in charge, but really, no, you're not. And I've told this story before where my wife and I were in France with the mother-in-law because she was there for like 90 days because you can do a visa for like 90 days.
Oh,
And
cool.
so she went with one of her girlfriends that she went to college with. And so and her and his husband went at the very beginning, and then he left and came back. I think they live in like Chicago or something like that. So they came back, or he came back, and then my wife and I, we had planned a vacation, and we knew that the mother-in-law said, "Hey, I've got a place that you guys can stay. It's going to have room. We're going to be here, for." I think it was probably about 2.5 months in or something like that. And she said, "We're going to be here for, whatever amount of time. We just sort of, it's like a hub that we travel out of." And so my wife and I went with her, and then we stayed at some different places after that because she wanted to do a little bit more traveling, like up towards not Normandy, but up towards Brittany. And so we headed up towards Brittany, and we stayed at this, I think it was a castle at some point in time, but they turned it into basically like a hotel. And whenever I say castle, it's not like this, you're thinking
Wow.
castle. It was just a really expansive mansion kind of place. And they had their grounds, which was, they had honeybees, they had, their own vegetable gardens, and that's what they would serve. It was like a Michelin restaurant there and everything. I mean, it was like,
wow.
my wife and I didn't eat there because we just looked at the price and we were just like, yeah, I'm just happy having a cheeseburger or something. It was expensive as hell. I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
And
I
you get
mean,
this much food.
yeah, for hardly anything. It was like, oh. So anyhow, we were walking the grounds, and And if you've ever seen one of those old steamships, they'll have those big pipes that come up out of the, and what those are is to intake air down into the lower areas where the engine room is, and to give air and oxygen like intake. And so they had like two of these sitting right next to each other on the ground. My wife goes, "What are those?" And I explained to him what they were. And then I walked up to it, and and it was probably, about here on me. So I just sort of stuck my head over the top, and I went, "Hello, hello, hello, hello." And my wife thought it was funny. So she stuck her head, she got up on her tiptoes and like stuck her head in there. About that time, one of the asses, they had 3 or 4 of them there, and one of them just bayed like as loud as anything. And she thought that something evil was coming out of that tube, and just about wet herself and wet all over me, and was like completely freaked out. And I'm laughing my ass off because I knew what it was, and it was just, it was glorious.
I would too, but that's just
because if you've never heard an ass, whenever they just sort of give off this, that was what it did to her. And she was just like, "What is coming after me? What is attacking me?" It was beautiful. Hey, welcome, Gigi, becoming the newest member of the YouTube, or of my channel. Now you're a nut too. Oh my gosh. I just keep collecting nuts. I'm like a squirrel. There we go.
There you go.
So tonight we've got this one, and then we've got some new stuff that came out from Jeremy. One from last night and one from tonight. So we're gonna watch both of those. Yeah, they got chainsaws. They're cutting down palm trees, and these guys have their own YouTube channel, which is really cool. Save us, Schnizzle and Mo. Good to see you, Bad Duck. Expert will be on in about an hour also. Oh my. You gotta watch out. What is today? Today's Tuesday. Oh, that's right, because he does the Tuesday night trivia. But I think I think we're sexier than the expert is.
Well, it depends on if White Rabbit's there too, because
Well, White Rabbit always comes
the
for the
answers.
Tuesdays. She's awesome. White Rabbit is awesome.
Yes.
Taco Tuesday trivia. Yeah, absolutely. And hey, I will, let me give you guys a secret. This is a secret. If you're ever playing Taco Tuesday and you're doing the trivia, what you do is you reach down there and you hit the fast forward times like 1.25, or the slowest that you can fast forward it. And a lot of times you'll beat everybody to the answers. If you know the answers and you're really good at it, you can get the answers in there before everybody else even hears the question. And you just have to do it every so often, like every like couple of minutes, you just hit that 1.25. Be careful though, because if you hit it too many times, what will happen is the whole thing will lock up. So that is a trick that I learned. And people couldn't figure out why I was answering questions so quick. They're just like, you just asked the question and Shizzy's already got like the answer up there. It's like, well, and then everybody started following me. So what I would do is I'd make sure I'd answer the questions wrong. And you could tell everybody was doing the same thing, because they were just like I would put in like 1 and say the correct answer was 3, and everybody would be sitting there like hitting 1 like after the fact. And only the ones that weren't listening to me because I answered, they would answer it correctly. But you'd see a whole bunch of people just answer the same thing I did. I was so bad.
Oh,
I'm so bad.
It's always C. The answer is always C.
Yeah. Their trivia is fun. So is Traveling Fools. He does one also. His are more difficult to do. Yeah, Traveling Fools does one not on Tuesdays, but I think they do theirs like on the weekends or something like that. And it's much later than his. So we need to hit 1.25 speed on the live stream for if you're doing trivia with him. Yes, if you know the answers. If you don't know the answer, it doesn't do you any good. sometimes it's better just wait on everybody else to answer. see where it goes, if it makes sense. No, expert ain't gonna hurt me. I already told him my trick, what I was doing.
Robert's got the line on. Lots of good tension.
Want to help me?
Yeah, I want to help you. Are you kidding? Oh, wait. No, Robert said I can't. He said I'm not allowed. I'm not insured. Now Dan's up there.
And you'll notice I let it drop at the last second. So when you have two hands on that, it's too many hands in the pot.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So watch as it drops. So he's timing it perfectly. Boom, 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 boom. Just like that. This is the happening thing in Otter Creek today.
We got an audience.
How's the show going?
It's really good. I like your setup here.
Look, we got a drone. It's following me everywhere.
Not only is Russ the Sus following us.
Yeah, Russ
the
Sus is a creeper, but this drone, it's tracking me everywhere. Isn't that something else?
I've never seen nothing like that. That's
really
nice.
How about you, buddy? You ever seen anything like that? What's your dog's name?
Jack.
Jack? Hi, Jack. You're a cutie. Yes, you are.
Looks like a little Jack Russell Beagle mix.
Where'd they come from?
The drone belongs to the tree cutters.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, what do you purchase those?
Oh, we're gonna find out from him today.
Oh,
and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
My wife got so upset at the place that we stayed in Italy. They had a Jack Russell, and she was like, that's not a Jack Russell. It can't be a Jack Russell. I was like, what do you mean? She goes, look at its tail. I was like, yeah. She goes, it has a long tail. I was like, that's because they didn't dock the tail. They didn't chop it off. And I was like, because Jack Russells, they would get their head down in the hole, they get whatever their prey was, and you pull them out by their tail.
Oh,
That's and whenever you take that away from them, they got there's that little nub, so completely different. Yeah, you're going back and watching the older videos. Oh, thank you. Learned so much that leads up to the current mess. And we're not going back and watching every single one of them, but we are watching quite a few of them. So yes, and thank you. That is what we have been doing. There was one where they said, name all the children of the Brady Bunch. I had the answer in a good 15 seconds before the next answer, which was wrong. Oh my gosh.
It's really a nice drone. It's just, I haven't seen nothing like that.
It is pretty neat. What's your name again?
Robert.
Robert, nice to meet you, Robert. The tree cutter's name is Robert too.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job.
Thank you.
Dan's up in the pecan tree now. How's it look up there?
It's man. Oh yeah.
Bro, when you're ready. Robert, you were just saying you only do the most dangerous, scariest tree work in the world, right? You don't do the simple stuff.
Only the stuff others won't dare do.
That's why he's here in Otter Creek. You're talking to Dan up in the tree, right?
We're just doing some one-on-one between the Bluetooth,
So
game planning.
He's got Bluetooth up in here. You guys can just talk back and forth. Oh, it's right there. So that's your microphone?
Yep, and then the speakers are built into the earmuffs.
Is this like some Black Ops stuff that you used to do in the military?
This is like some crossover training.
Okay, so Dan's all the way up there. You see him there now.
What do you want me to make him do? You want me to make him wave?
Whatever. Let's make him wave. Make him wave.
In 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's so serious. That's some Black Ops tree cutting right there, man.
Yeah. Saves the day.
I gotta go up and figure this top out now. No. Once Dan drops the limb, Robert's here. He takes the limb off. We're on the top of the woodworking shop right now. Robert finds a safe place. Tim, you didn't say timber, Robert.
Heads up.
Oh, heads up. Okay.
Visual
Okay.
inspection.
All right. Heads up works as well. So this is what Otter Creek really should be about. Should be the residents coming together and hauling trees. No, it should be the residents coming together and helping each other. We're such a small, beautiful community. We need more people like you here.
the pecan tree that they're taking down right now, do you have plans for like the trunk, the base of it?
Yes, we decided to make treads, which are the part you walk up, on a new stairway we're putting on the house next.
No, I did not.
And here I thought he was actually going to carve me a brand new metal detector out of that trunk, and I could go out there. Beep, I have to make my own noises. Beep, noises.
These are all lies. Damn it. These are all lies. No, I was just talking
You
about.
started the corn thing. I am fully believing that you have a sewing machine, a sewing machine with furry swatches, to make your fursona. You have, you have your game plan, your foam batting.
No, I was explaining what, because I didn't know this until I think it was this year. Somebody was explaining, because I didn't know about furries. I was like, what the why would anybody dress up in a costume? Well, I found out that the original furries dressed in like the mascot uniforms. That was their thing.
Oh, ew, even weirder.
Oh yeah, it's completely weird, but that's what they were doing. I was like, okay, so that makes sense. But then for some reason, like the chicks started getting involved, and they started turning it into like this kink thing where it was like more of a sexual thing. And then it was like a lot of like the original like furries or whatever just sort of like left that whole space, because they were just like, yeah, we were having fun and making a joke of it. But now you guys are like taking this way too far. You've made this a serious.
So you're saying that furries started out with pure intentions?
That's what
and
I
then
heard.
Chicks came along and ruined it all, just like in the Bible.
No, not chicks, just like the perverse kind of people came along and sort of ruined it for them. Like started turning it into like a sexual thing, whereas it wasn't sexual before. I was like,
yeah. Then I'm okay. If it wasn't sexual before, why are you dressing up as Boomer from the Pacers?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I would invite an original furry onto my channel. We can discuss in chat why you wanted to dress up as Boomer for purely personal and pure reasons with no kinkiness involved. I will try not to giggle.
No furries. No furries. No, we don't do the furries. No. I'm telling you, no. Like, I'm just sitting there going, how does anybody like, I mean, I understand like the whole mascot thing. All right, you're dressed as a mascot, but then whenever you're done doing the mascot thing, you like go about your life. You're there to like rile up the crowd.
Yeah.
Show up and like hang out with a large group. It would be like, it's a little weird. You're wearing like, I don't get it. Makes no sense. Although I will say I have seen something that's really damn funny. I will share it with you because I'm that kind of asshole that I will share the strangest stuff with you. If you haven't seen it, give me just a second. I will pull it up because it will make you laugh. What was that?
I said that's what you call a love language around here. I send Mr. Mo. He's asked me to stop sending him articles about the twins that got married.
Well, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
With endless questions. I'm like, okay, but still, I have all the questions. He's like, would you just stop?
I mean, and the phrase will tell you it's no different than somebody dressing up for Halloween. I'm like, oh no, you're weird. Like
as a person who has many, many wigs, I don't know that I can throw a stone, but maybe like a Nerf ball, I could probably throw one of those.
Well, I don't know. It just seems weird to me. I don't get the whole furry thing. I will find it here because I laughed my ass off the first time that I saw it. Why is that doing that? Doggone it. Give me a second. I will find it because it is one of the funniest things that you'll see, because we used to play this game that was with MG, So MG found this game and he was like, "Hey, check this out. This is really funny." Because the kids and I, we love playing this. And I was like, okay.
Okay.
And so
also, Luke and Leia didn't get married to each other, JKD Buck. They only kissed each other before they found out they were brother and sister. And I mean, how were they to know? I mean, you'd think the Force would have helped a brother out, but no.
All right.
Apparently.
This is hilarious.
I need like 8 of these.
All right, so there's a game that MG got us playing. What in the hell was it? Was the name of that? I'm trying to think of it. It was Party Animals. That's the name of the game, and it is okay. So in the game Party Animals, the way that you play it is you're like one of these weird creatures. It's like a bear or rabbit or squirrel, and you're basically just this bobblehead, and then you're supposed to like throw them out of the building. And you only have a certain amount of time, and then whenever they throw out, you lose lives, and the timer just keeps ticking. And and so it was MG, it was Junior Jessica Reloaded. It was who else was playing that? I think it was just the 3 of us, and I think a couple of people from the audience, and we all got in there. We were playing it, and this is totally what they look like. I mean, they're just like these weird-looking creatures, and then you would hit them like with a hammer, or you could like slam them into a wall, and you'd just be like grabbing their head and slamming it into a wall, and then you just like the whole goal was to throw them out of the window, and sometimes they would like ragdoll, and I don't know if you know what that means in gamer terms. Basically, you grab their arm and they would start flip flopping all around as you're trying to drag them and toss them out the window. And whoever did this was making complete fun of it. And I was like, God, you guys, we had so much fun with it. Shizzy, is that Black Bear? I don't know. I don't pay attention.
Those look like inflatables.
They do look like inflatables, and it's meant to basically it's meant to be part of that game. That is sort of the joke of the whole thing, because they're mimicking the game where dude like swings a hammer, and of course he's bending over and he misses him entirely. Then he stands back up and he swings a hammer and he misses him or hits him, and then it just takes off running. Because a lot of times that's all you're doing. You're just running from the other person and trying to. It's weird. It's a fun game. I'll have to show it to you. It's hilarious. Yeah, see?
What you looking at?
Holy cow. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was wondering, I was like, are you?
I'm sorry. I thought I pulled it up.
I love it because I was like, maybe he's pulled it up for him, but we don't see it.
That's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. Sorry. What's the name of the game you want to play? The name of the game is Party Animals. You can get it on Steam. It is
okay.
Yeah, you can get it on Steam, or I don't know if it's an EA game. It's absolutely hilarious, and it's addictive. It's perfect for like little kids. Like little kids would just absolutely terrorize you in the game, because it's all you have to do is like grab the person and throw them out, and while you're doing it, they're like hitting you with hammers and you're chasing each other around, and you get a whole room of people. And you can't hit anything, or else sometimes they get like a slingshot and they're hitting you with a slingshot and just knocking you back. It's such a weird game, but it's damn hilarious and addictive. Oh, Iron Rabbit just gifted 5 subs. That's what I was looking at whenever you're like, what are you looking at? Sorry. My dog's Rock was gifted membership. Bad Duck was gifted membership. Danielle, little D, she was gifted membership by Iron Rabbit, as was Mass and Rob Fines. Oh, my, I'm green now. Thanks, Iron. What's the name of the game you want to play? It's Power Move. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's welcome new members. Definitely. Your daughter had a Furby. What the hell's a Furby?
Oh, you haven't seen their... I got one today. Well,
I don't know what the hell. No, I don't know what a Furby is.
A mini one, because they're cursed and satanic. So you don't remember those?
No.
I mean, this is a little keychain one, but they were like, they had a little beak and they were covered in fur, and then they could talk.
Does it talk?
I don't know if this one does. I'm afraid to start it up though, because once you start these things up, I think they open a hell mouth.
Oh.
And then you have to find out where Buffy the Vampire Slayer is. It's
Furbies were out for an early what? I don't know anything about this. They're like Tribble from Star Trek. Okay. Like they get into everything and start chewing up everything.
audio coffee. That is hilarious.
You have 3 Furbies and they talk to each other when you let them. Oh my God. Oh man, Furby printed off a Furbish dictionary. She ignored it and ended up arguing with it drunk. That's hilarious. Furbies are just creepy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you had 3 x-rays today, added 2 body parts, upcoming PT, possible MRI for right shoulder. Doctor discovered sinus infection, double ear infection, so you have ear drops, antibiotics, and muscle relaxers. It sounds like the party's at your house. Damn it.
Yeah.
Why aren't you sharing, Tammy? Jesus.
Good night, nurse.
Oh my gosh. Furbies were early interactive toys. So were baseballs.
They're like a more annoying pet rock.
Oh, wonderful. A little sensor.
Remember those Tamagotchis?
No.
Little digipets?
No. Furbies have their own language? I don't know. See, I don't know these things. Drunken antics with a bunch of Furbies sounds like a common C9 for me. It's onto pain medication 3 times a day. Oh my gosh.
Oh, good night.
Just get some rest. Yes, get some rest, please. Love Tamagotchis in the 90s. See, in the 90s, I was on tour, damn it. I don't know anything about the little toys or anything like that. You know, I had like different kinds of toys that I was playing with.
Well, yeah, probably.
Just saying, you know, you're playing in a rock band, there's different kinds of toys that you use whenever,
the premise is somewhat the same. You're trying to keep something alive. And you generally, they survive off of like a massive levels of neglect and poor decisions. So the Tamagotchi is actually apt, because most of my friends had theirs unalived in days because they stopped paying attention to it.
That's weird. That's just creepy. I don't know.
The 90s were a strange and wondrous time.
No, the best part about the 90s was, you know, that you could party like a rock star. That's what I did. Paying for it now, I'll tell you. But damn it, I enjoyed the 90s. See, the good times were not wasted on the young. The wild, crazy times were not wasted on the young. 90s had some weird toys. Let me tell you, some of the things that I've seen from the 90s and the toys that I saw that were created in the 90s, I agree. They had some really weird toys. You would not believe the things that the girls were into.
All before cameras on your phone.
No, that was all like not Super 8, but like the like Betamax little recorded things.
Oh, well, I mean.
So it was pretty obvious you were being recorded.
And the guy at the photo hut was never happier.
No, because you could just burn it down onto a VHS. All you had to do is just plug in your camcorder into a VHS, and then you could record it on a VHS and mass produce like whatever thing that you were doing. So I might say there's some out there with me on it. Just saying.
Timber! We're now over at the schoolhouse.
Somebody asked me last night. They said, "Wait, you worked at the Taft Building at Hollywood and Vine?" It's like, what were you doing working there? I was like, well, if you know, you know. Just saying. If you know what I was doing there, then you know. There's probably only about 100 people that know exactly what I was doing there.
As I was born 47, I was probably in bed at 8 o'clock at that time. So no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, this is why I'm not talking about it.
What do you see before you?
Beautiful oak.
Oh
nice,
my
nice
goodness.
Majestic oak. Lots of spread, lots of room.
Oh, look at that.
Nice, high, tall,
Look at
kind
that
of
oak.
point where you can just move about the tree. There are some
It's
nubs.
live oak.
Anything you see that's cut short
Are
and
nubs-
nubbed out, we
nubs
need to
are
clean
bad?
those up. Nubs are bad.
Nubs are bad. Okay.
Nubs will rot back in the tree.
Nubs
destroy
are
it.
bad. Rule number 1 with a big oak tree, nubs are bad. You never want a nub on your tree.
So
Okay.
eventually we'll get up there and we're just going to clean all those nubs off, cut them back so the tree can heal up.
And he likes Insane Clown Posse. He's a juggalo.
Yes, he's a juggalo.
Robert and Dan just gave me the throw line here. So that's a weighted bean bag right there.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was not. I was not a furry in the Taft Building. Amazing enough, I started the day after somebody decided to test gravity from the 13th floor.
Oh, that's
That was depressing.
yeah.
I started the day after that. It was just like, yeah, you heard about what happened yesterday? I was like, no. It was like, oh, well, let's tell you all about it because that's the kind of shit that we like to talk about. Like, great. I was like, so testing gravity, and I guess gravity won. They're like, yeah. It took about 3 hours before the fire department or anybody even showed up. Like, well, that's just even more depressing. And then they just showed up and hosed off the thing. Like, I was like, why am I here again? Why am I? Well, I swear, because see, I used to walk the stairs to get up to, because I won't say what floor I worked on, but I used to walk up the stairs, and then of course one night I took some acid with some friends of mine, and was walking up and down the halls, and I realized that building is filled with demons.
Possibly.
Well, and if you look at the marble, all of the marble that was connected to each other, it would make a face of a demon inside of each one of them. And I thought, well, it's just because I'm on acid, and I'm like, yeah, it's just because I'm on acid. Yeah, every day that I went to work after that, I would still see him there. It was like,
oh no.
I was like, no wonder the girl jumped out the 13th floor, testing gravity. Makes sense now. Yeah. Hollywood.
Maybe she just had a whole bunch of Furbies. I mean,
well, that's one of the reasons why I never went back to Hollywood. After I went on tour, I never returned back to Hollywood. My wife was like, "Oh, I'd like to go see Hollywood." I was like, "Well, have fun." She's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "I have no intentions of ever going back to Los Angeles, Hollywood, ever again. It holds no appeal for me whatsoever. I've played at the Whiskey a Go-Go. I've played at the Roxy. I've been to the Rainbow Room multiple times. I actually saw the twins there. They were fun. But yeah, there's too much weirdness, badness, creepiness. It's like, imagine like all depravity that you could imagine. Just I felt dirty leaving. Like,
Yeah, I've seen pictures and I've listened to Gavin Newsom talk until such time as California has been quarantined for its own good and then declared safe for human habitation. I'm not going. But I rarely go outside of my room, so you know, I'm not a world traveler, if you will. I'm not sophisticated.
yeah, the whiskey a go go was fun. They used to do like an open mic on, I think it was like Tuesdays or something like that. And if you got on their roster, you could basically perform 3 songs, and they would just rotate bands out. Like, you show up.
Oh, cool.
And they would usually have instruments there, but it was a good way to do a little promotion for your band. And yeah, we had a lot of friends out there. I mean, I met a lot of musicians. Playing at Red Light District was owned by the bass player for what was the name of it? Bass player for the Brian Setzer Stray Cats. So the bass player for the Stray Cats owned that bar, and so we played there a couple of times, which was really cool. And then of course one of the guys, his name was Lestat. It wasn't his real name, but of course, you know, it was about the time that the vampire stuff was really big. And so so he got really pissy about some local rag, and he spray painted the side of the building that said red light something or other. He was basically bad mouthing the red light. And they got all pissy about it and said, you need to come and clean this off, you know, like clean the paint, or we're going to press charges against you. So what he did is he got a bunch of strippers to wear like very little clothing and come down and paint the building. And like, because it was right there on Hollywood Boulevard or Sunset, one of the two. I can't remember where that exactly was, but I do remember that he got a bunch of strippers to come out there and paint the walls really slow. all for promotion. It's hilarious.
Hey, you know, strippers got to work too. They have to go to college and veterinary school.
Yeah, veterinary school. I don't. Yeah, they were checking on some different kinds of snakes. That's all I can say.
Well,
They want to
can't
see
all
if I
be
can get
vetnologists.
it where we need to get it up there and go climbing. Okay.
Okay.
So Dan gave me a little bit of advice. He said, really, you want a granny? I got it.
Is that where you wanted it to go?
What do you mean? Is it where I wanted it to go? I'm not going up there. Robert and Dan are. We're good. We're good. Look at that. That's not a,
That looks a little dangerous. You're on a vine. You're not even on a branch.
Exactly where I wanted it to go.
Night Squid, you have a good one. Oh my
Good
gosh.
night.
Oh, you have a good night. Got to get some work done. Well, you take care. It was good seeing you. I need to have Squid Pro Quo on some night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome. I saw her on Flux. She's good people.
Yeah. Okay.
The whole drone thing is weirding you out.
One more technique that might be best for you is you go through the.
No, I just
Oh, careful.
I don't get the appeal,
All right.
but I don't have hand-eye
It is my
coordination,
favorite
so
tree, and I finally get to see it from a whole nother perspective.
Yeah.
Now unlock your chest, or unlock your foot and your knee, and
Okay.
then unlock your chest, and you can do some kicking off the tree.
All right, we're gonna unlock.
Might have to relieve the pressure by lifting it up some, so it takes up as you pull it out.
He's up higher than you think, you guys.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Maybe 15 foot.
15 foot might be a little bit of a stretch. Okay.
Nah, probably about 15 foot.
yeah.
And then
Take your chest off too, so you have more mobility.
So I can do some Georgia the Jungle stuff.
Yep.
Man.
Let's kick off tree.
Everything else isn't exactly.
Here we go. Come on.
Jeremy and his friends skydiving there depends.
Took me right back. Took me right back. Wasn't messing around. Wasn't messing around at all. Oh man. Oh. That's why Robert is fit and skinny.
Yeah, it makes it look easy, huh?
Readily cocked, passed out.
It's that Spanish moss.
Oh yeah.
Preferably not when I'm right next to the
Oh, good
tree.
Lord, wash your
If
head.
Christian was here, he would love this. Woo! There you go. You landed like a rock star.
Oh no. I'm about to pass out like
No.
Conky. I'm about to pass. This is how Conky passed out like this.
He definitely did.
Robert and Dan been a big blessing, not only to us personally, but to our friends and family in Otter Creek, and we appreciate that. And I want to ask the What the Hales family to be a blessing to them as well. You got a YouTube channel, right?
Oh, we do.
Okay.
Limb Walkers Unlimited.
So Limb, Limb,
Uh-huh.
Walkers, Walker.
Oh, look, it's on the back of
Whoa,
Dan's
whoa,
shirt.
whoa, whoa! There it is. There
It's
it is.
on the
right
back
there.
of Dan's
Okay.
shirt.
All right, so there it is. So Limb Walkers Unlimited. How would you feel if they came over and they all subscribed and helped your channel out a little bit?
Man, that'd be a blessing. We're just starting our YouTube channel. We're on TikTok now, trying to move away from that. And we'd love to see you over there, and we'll start putting content there for you.
We'll put a link of their channel in the pinned comment. Swing on over there, show them some What the Hales love.
Very nice.
Nice.
I love it. All right. So we are up to episode, what is it that we're at? Let me just a second. I will tell you. That is, damn it. Why is it doing that? It's acting all funky on me. That is episode, geez Louise. It's here somewhere. I don't know. It doesn't tell me. Okay. There's another one after this that's completely crazy, but what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the last couple of ones that we haven't caught up on and get caught up on those.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah. So we've got, let's see, more lawsuits. That was okay. This one was yesterday. Here we go. Full screen, and ooh, it was great though. What was this? You played in bands in the 70s, 80s, and part of the 90s in the San Fernando Valley. I know exactly how you felt. Now that I'm retired, I'm seriously considered bailing from California. Exactly. So mine would have been in the latter part of 1980. We're talking about 1989. I started learning how to play an instrument. I didn't grow up musically. I mean, my brother was a drummer for like the marching band or something like that, and I played on his drum kit until my mother just decided she was going to sell it because, well, your son is having too much fun. We can't have him doing that. So she sold that thing off, and it was a really nice Ludwig kit too. Sold that off, and so I wasn't allowed to play music because the school that I went to, they were very much against any sort of music that wasn't, oh, holy, holy, how art thou, smelly God, the whole thing, whatever. So it was really, really strange figuring out how to play a bass, because someone was just like, oh, you'd be great playing bass. In case you don't know, I have massive gloves for hands. They're huge.
Oh.
Yeah, they're like this is a baseball mitt. I mean,
oh,
and so they were like, oh, with hands like that, you should be able to play bass really well, because you can grab a hold of it really easy. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So they handed me a bass, and I learned how to play a little bit, and And then it just sort of spiraled from there. And then I spent like the next, 18 years playing like on a regular basis of, from, the time that I woke up to the time I went to sleep playing bass.
Cool.
Don't know if I got any better at it, but I did.
But you had a mohawk, which,
I had a mohawk.
Cool.
I had a mohawk. I dyed my hair black at one point in time. It was really weird. I had my septum pierced right here.
Ah.
I had piercings all up and down my ears and lived the rock and roll lifestyle. It was fun up until it wasn't. And that was like, okay, now I need to actually make some money. Good stuff.
9 state ethics violations against the
Same.
mayor of Otter Creek, and you're named in 4 of them.
It looks like there's potential that LIEnette and John Crook are going to have a whole lot more of lawsuits coming down their way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
We got the receipts, the proof. We got the timeline, the screenshots. We're not the only ones that LIEnette and John Crook have made life a living. Usually Hales is a good word. Well, there's many, many more, and many, many more opportunity for those that they have destroyed lives with false allegations to actually go after them legally. Now, we all know that LIEnette has stated that I've broken the civil protection temporary injunction. We have the civil protection order. We can't break a civil protection order out of Ohio, even though she keeps claiming that I've broken the civil protection order out of Ohio, even though Crook has claimed I've broken the civil protection order out of Ohio. You can't break something that is one way towards them. It has nothing to do with any limitations on our life. But she has claimed that I've broken the temporary injunction in Florida multiple times. As a matter of fact, here's 4 pages right here from the state attorney that states they have thrown it all out. Yep. Again, false allegations. The state of Florida, by the undersigned authority, enters a novel proesque in the above title action, which means there is nothing to prosecute. It's being thrown out. The count, violation of domestic, what's that say there? Violence injunction. There's been no violence, and there has been no violation. You may recall in the Ohio court hearings, John Crook stating, "Your Honor, Tubetown is coming." He also stated,
"There it is.
Isn't it true?
Tubetown.
This is all about the ethics report that I filed, and you're named in 4 of those ethic violations." Well, it is true. He did file an ethics report against Madam Mayor Therese. As a matter of fact, there's a number of different things that he filed against her, which were all false. And he mentioned me as well, which was all false. And if Madam Mayor and her husband, Brett, determine they're going to do so, they can take them to court for defamation because the investigation has already happened. I'm going to share with you what he said and how we're going to use it in federal court for defamation and how Madam Mayor Therese and Brett could use it as well.
Isn't this true that you're just mad? Because I have 9 state ethics violations against the mayor of Otter Creek, and you're named in 4 of them, and the state is investigating you guys right now.
Objection, hearsay, move to strike.
Sustained.
Oh, no, it's not hearsay. The state's involved, and they were just in Otter Creek.
When LIEnette and Crook stalked us to Otter Creek, there was one person filming town hall meetings. Oh, wait, hold a second. That was Russ the Suss's daughter 10 years previous, Charlene. But then LIEnette and Crook took up the challenge, took up the opportunity and started filming all of the town hall meetings, setting up signs all over. Anti-Russ the Suss, anti-Mary DeGroot, anti-Attorney Warm, anti-Stuart Stewart, anti-anybody and everything. There's only one couple. Boy, that sounds so weird, even calling them a couple, as much as she wants him to And he throws her under the bus and everybody else as well. Okay, there's only one.
Oh my God. Oh my
To be
God.
fair, ma'am, you're supposed to be subtle when looking for a new husband before burying the last one. Subtle.
Yes. Yes. Here, I want to show, because everybody was asking. So here you go. I don't have a picture. This is actually, I do have a mohawk in this picture, but my hair is down. If it gives you any idea of what I had going on there. So yeah, there's what I looked like at 19. That was one of my good friends in Dallas. That was at the basement in Dallas, Texas. That was one of my good friends. Like she looked out for me and kept me out of trouble. But yeah, as you can see, my nose is pierced right there. Yeah, that's me with a mohawk. As you can see how long my hair is. That was out of the military. And I didn't cut it for 18 years, something like that, after I got out of the military. So you can imagine how long my hair got. And then yes, that was all a mohawk under there. Every bit of it. And that right there is what I looked like at 19.
That was your Creed picture.
Yeah, that was the one everybody was laughing at. They were just like, "Oh, look, it's Frodo."
I wasn't even going to put that there. I put Creed. See, I didn't even think Frodo. But now that you...
And there's me, 30 years later, 40 years later, 30 years later, playing at the Songs for Kids, 500 Songs for Kids. I did that every year.
Oh, cool.
Yep. That's me getting old. See. Yeah, that was fun. We did that benefit for 500 Songs for Kids every year, every damn year. It was awesome. So there you go. You guys get to see youthful pictures of me. Your hair is that long now at 68. Yeah, see, I keep my hair cut short. I keep it cut short. I still, although it looks like I'm balding, it really does. It looks like I'm balding, but I'm really not. My hair is still thick as everything. I mean, I forgot how old I was going to be this year. Yeah, I'm getting old.
I know.
I always forget my age. Damn
it. I know. Generally, I do too. Because I spend so much time joking about weird stuff on the internet. I'm like, I am about 15 and a half.
Yeah. I'm quite immature also. I'm quite immature also. I can't help it. I can't help it. All right. We'll get back to this because that was too funny. But I had to share with everybody because they were asking. I was just like, oh, so what did Chizzy
You
look
are
like
okay.
whenever he was little? He was an all right looking guy, I guess. Less wrinkles and a hell of a lot more hair. I mean, my hair went down to my ass crack, and at one point I had a girlfriend put it all up in a pigtail, and then I told her just to cut it off, and I saved the pigtail for it.
Cool.
Don't know where it is anymore, but I saved it.
Probably hair extensions for Paris Hilton right now.
Probably.
Or Lizzo.
Didn't Lizzo quit playing music? She said, "I'm sick of everybody hating on me because I'm a chunky ass."
Sadly, breaking news, and this is going to be on Newsy News in the morning.
April Fools.
She is not. She wanted to clarify. She is not quitting music. She is quitting negativity in the music industry. So I don't know how she's going to fight negativity, but it surely isn't going to be with a bra on.
Well,
ma'am, if you are a woman of fluffiness,
she might be changing her orbit because all the small planets keep getting sucked into her.
You know what? Just if you are a person, if you are a curvier woman, wear a damn bra
or clothes.
True.
Yeah. and then don't tell me that you're not. That like, no, this is beautiful. No. There she's actually a good flautist. I mean, she has some talent, but you know, she just happens to be of larger size, and you know, I don't have to accept that that's attractive. You know, it has nothing to do with magazines or anything like that. I just don't find it attractive.
No, I mean,
you know, if I was married to Lizzo, whenever she was slim, if she ever was slim, I don't know, and I actually cared about her as a person, it wouldn't bother me at all. I'd be like, okay, this is the person I married. I'd probably like be pushing her to head to the gym and lay off the cupcakes, but you know, I wouldn't sit there and, you know, be hateful towards her or anything.
No, but we can not be hateful and not sell lies. Two things
Yes.
can be true at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think you would get a lot less of the hate and if you didn't tell lies, you know, tell me that it was acceptable. It's just like, no, it's something I'm working on, and no, I don't feel great about it, but hey, you know, let's move on past this, and you know, I'm trying to do better or something. Not that you do, just that you say it. You know, you realize there's an issue there. Don't lie to me.
Couple in Otter Creek that actually was filming and setting up signs everywhere. Now, it wasn't until it tremendously impacted my own personal life that I started filming the dysfunction and the chaos of town hall meetings. Now, it's important to understand, as I share these ethic violations alleged that John Crook sent to the ethics committee in Tallahassee, Florida, that John Crook wasn't in any of the town hall meetings. Why? Because LIEnette would not let him go. Why? Because he is drunk all the time. As a matter of fact, if you go back and if you look at any of their videos, it's constantly got the shakes in it because he needs another rink. Crook set in 9 potential violations.
Oh,
that he
dear
alleged.
God.
9. And I have the screenshot.
Oh my gosh. Wait.
No.
Otter Creek Mayor Teresa Granger into the chair. He actually doesn't have really bad handwriting.
No, but I mean, you think he could find a typewriter? I mean, they have 18 people.
A handwritten letter is so much more, you know, personal. And he does, like I said, he doesn't have bad handwriting. I'm actually quite impressed. I wish my handwriting looked that good.
I'm impressed it's not in crayon.
Well, just saying that's I'm impressed with his handwriting.
He's got better handwriting than I do. I can't get. I'll give him that.
I'm giving him something here.
Potential violation.
Let's see. Otter Creek's Mayor Teresa Granger was voted into office the very next day, knowing that Jeremy Hale said he was going to sue the town of Otter Creek. She invited him into the office to go through our private files, knowing he was about ready to file a lawsuit against the town of Otter Creek, period, which as a commissioner should be deterring something. They arrested friends or something like that. About a week later, she had her very first meeting as our mayor, R spelled A-R-E, mayor. She informed the town of Otter Creek had Ben served a lawsuit by Jeremy Hales and had to hire a law firm to defend the town, so they voted on a law firm. Later in the meeting, herself and Vice Mayor Sims came up with an idea to invite a resident to look through all of our personal files, and she said yes to this is very something.
That he alleged 9. And I have the screenshots of all of them.
Wow.
Got all the proof. That's all we need. Now,
Yep.
I got to warn you beforehand, trying to get into the mind of a master moron is not going to be easy for any of us. Spelling's going to be a little bit rough. Okay, it's going to be a lot rough, okay? And grammar, syntax, sentence structure, it's all, none of that means anything to the Crook. But I will do the best I possibly can to share this with you and why we have it currently and what we're going to do with it in federal court.
Why does he think there's private
mind-
files? Like your permanent record gets sent to the town that you are currently residing in?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, poor old Mary Beth can't get the water bill out before the end of last year. I mean, where are they going to put these secret files?
Oh, well, we got files on everyone. It's the government. The government has files on all of us. It's the Facebook, Twitter thing, the MySpace, those bastards, they got all my informations. And then they ran off with it all. Sons of bucks. They just disappeared into the night.
I have a...
But Shizzy could read it. Yeah, I could read it. Doesn't mean anything. That's because I'm a moron. How many times do I got to tell you this? Damn it. I understand moron really well.
Federal suit against LIEnette and a separate federal suit against John Crook. Both of them in the federal suit will be deposed 2 days each. 2 days. Sitting next to a judge. They will not be able to get out of any depositions whatsoever. If they are out of order whatsoever, they will be held in contempt right there.
If you saw my signature, you would think that I was a doctor. And the military, if the military gave me one thing, it was to have the best signature I possibly could. Because whenever you sign multiple documents and it has to be done in triplicate, you tend to your signature changes. Like my signature used to look really nice. My handwriting was really nice and it looked really good. And I did not even realize how it changed whenever I went in the military. Like the document that I signed whenever I signed up in the military looks completely different than the one that I signed whenever I got my discharge. Completely different. Like, cause and my wife, she goes, your signature looks this, because I took my wife's name. A lot of people don't know this, but I took my wife's last name. Because I didn't like my last name at all. It was, people couldn't pronounce it, spell it, or that's what happens whenever you're Polish. You got this name.
Wisna is difficult.
Yeah,
it
is. It's really hard. So I took my wife's last name. It's really easy. And she said, your signature is exactly the same. I was like, yeah, it's still my signature. It's my mark. It hasn't changed in the past 40 years. So why would I change it now? She was like, I can copy your signature. I'm like, no, you can't because you're a lefty.
And right there. So let's see. Crook thinks this is all about his ethics.
Look to the statue that's just to the left of Jeremy. It's Jesus holding a feather. It's a peace feather. It's a happy peace feather. I know it is. It is pretty damn awesome. So yeah, he's got it looks like more like it's just hanging there. It doesn't look like he's really holding it, but that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. It looks almost like a quill.
Yeah. I like the little what do you call it? This thing right here. So plead the fifth.
Oh, I know.
Of course, you got to have the Dukes of Hazzard. I like the guitar. It's like a sunset. I don't know what that is, but it looks. I think it's fart. That's what it looks like, fart or something like that. And then something about Jesus. Got the feather, and then we got the whole. Of course, some of this stuff people could probably knows exactly what it is. Otter Creek, Florida. Then you are odd. Right there. I love it. I love it.
That is great.
Ethics complaints. That's what all this is about. Has nothing to do with the stalking and the threats and the postings and the harassment on a actual level. So number one, he says this: Otter Creek's mayor Teresa.
Taped to
Well, as far as I know,
That's
had
awesome.
a mayor Teresa, and yet that's what he has there, Teresa. All right. The mayor after Russ the Sus was Therese. So these two can't even get the right names. That's pretty pathetic when you're writing into a government agency that's supposed to be over different government institutions such as the town council in Otter Creek, and you can't even give them the right name. Otter Creek's mayor Teresa, not her name.
It could have been thrown out because her name was spelled wrong.
Well,
It's happened before.
well, it wasn't thrown out. We'll get to the full story. Was voted into office. Oh, yes. Well, the people in Otter Creek did vote her into office, and she was the best
gavel
vote
now.
in the office.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, you see
I
the
love
gavel.
I need Buddy Christ with a gavel.
Oh, I want
AI.
I want the one from Dogma.
That's the Buddy Christ with the
Oh, is it?
gavel.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And
That
it's
was
like, look,
hilarious.
it's like, look, the Sacred Heart is a little downery. I mean, whoever made George Carlin the Pope or Bishop, oh my God. I
was
love
so
that
awesome.
movie.
Oh, is she bring her freaking blue tablet? it's you have too many letters in there. It is blue BLU, like what she did in the corn shacks of Iowa. Sorry.
The very next day, knowing that Jeremy Hales, now be very, very, very conscientious that my name is right there. This is copies of the report that went to Tallahassee. He writes my name. Therefore, now we have not only in the defamation, slander, libel, we have got them both tag teamed. It's there. Okay. This is how stupid these two are. The more they do, the more they incriminate themselves. The more foolish people in New Jersey give them wise counsel, the better they make it for us in court. I mean, honestly, it's pretty difficult for us to complain on all this wise counsel because all it does is show more proof of what they've actually done illegally. The very next day, knowing that Jeremy Hale said he was going to sue the town of Otter Creek, she invited him into the office to go through the private files. Oh, he says our private files. Knowing he was about to file a lawsuit against the town of Otter Creek, which as a commissioner should be defending us. They are best friends. Okay. All right. So let's take this one broken mental sentence at a time. Jeremy said he was going to sue the town of Otter Creek. All right, well, let's take that first. Number one, I did enter a lawsuit against the town of Otter Creek after 3 years after they stole from me. They charged me more than double what they were charging everybody else for water because I'm a northerner, sharing and showing their bigotry. Mary DeGroot personally with under the leadership, if you can even call it that, of Russ the Sus, went out to steal from me personally. And I gave them every opportunity to correct it. Literally every opportunity. Too much grace. Too much patience is what it amounts to. And that's the thing that I found with these individuals in Florida. If you don't set the standard and the line immediately, if you give them an inch in grace, if you give them an inch in patience, they will take mile upon mile upon mile, as you've seen, as they've dumped all over my property, as they've dealt rugs all over my property, as they've continued to trespass all over my property, as they continue to set up signs all over Otter Creek saying that I'm a child rapist. Okay, so let's get this straight. Russ the Sus is mayor. And under Russ the Sus mayorship, I file a lawsuit against the town of Otter Creek, not under the mayorship of Teresa, who doesn't even exist, or Madam Mayor Therese, who we all know and love. It was under Russ the Sus, because Mary did not give me all of the public information. What I wanted was ordinances, resolutions, the whole deal, to prove they were stealing from me. Never in my life did I know there would be 6,000 emails proving that Rosemary, Don the Khan's wife, was stealing from the people. Mary was stealing from the people. Russ was stealing from the people. Don the Khan was stealing from the people. And the list goes on and on. So let's get one thing extremely clear. All right. He's already defamed, slandered, libeled me. And he's stating that I am now suing the town of Otter Creek because Madam Mayor is in office. No, I filed lawsuit against the town of Otter Creek after they did not give me public records. And I even gave them beyond the 30 days. Actually, I gave them 3 years. Then I went to a lawyer. Then I waited 30 days. Then they didn't do anything. Then I filed lawsuit. Then Attorney Worm, the town attorney, got involved and said, I am now in charge of giving these things to you, which he never did, which found them in a lawsuit, all under Russ the Sus. Has nothing to do with Madam Mayor. All right, well, let's take the next line then. Okay, said he was going to sue the town of Otter Creek. She invited him in the office to go through our private files. All right, okay. This is complete and total stupidity. You're not in a private office. You're in a public office, and all the files are public information. Anybody ever hear of Sunshine Law? Florida, the Sunshine State, Sunshine Law. We have full transparency, although these corrupt individuals keep trying to hide and hide and hide, and they do not like the camera. From the Otter Creek town level to the county commissioner level, which we found out this past month as well. The whole aspect of it is a town hall with files. It is open to the public by its very name, public information, not private. I can't even fathom what goes through a demented mind to think that anything would be private in there. His address? No. His P.O. box? No. I mean, they've made sure that's not private. They post it all over the internet, begging for money, begging for donations. So the whole aspect of private, I can't even fathom what would be private files in an office. Now, when Madam Mayor Therese did take office,
private files.
She said that she would run with a leadership that truly was transparent.
I would love those.
She would share the information that Russ the Sus was holding back from everyone, including the lawsuit. You understand that Russ the Sus told nobody about the town being sued? He said nothing, not a word. Not a single word. Didn't want anybody to know that he got the town in a lawsuit. So Madam Mayor takes office. She says this will be transparent. There will be no more hiding of information. And she invites everybody to come to town hall during working hours. Okay, so 10 to 2. And if anybody wants to see the condition of the office that Mary left it in, which was a complete and total dump. I mean, between turd purgatory and the town hall office, the way that Mary left it, I don't know which is worse, to be honest with you. They were both horrifically. Oh, man. I mean, you step into either one and you might throw up. That's the reality. And so she transparently opened it up to the public, which is always open anyway. You don't have to go, hey, come on in. We're going to be transparent and see everything. It's town hall. You can do it anyway. By the very nature, it's public. Guess how many people actually went in, including myself, to go look at anything?
I can't speak for any of the other residents, but I know for sure you didn't go.
Nobody did. There was no reason for me to go because everything was being dealt with my lawyer and then the town attorney as well. And so why would I go into an office when I've already hired an attorney to do all?
Yes, I'm also on Twitch, Ghost Street Anonymous. Isn't it amazing? Where is this Twitch? Yes, it is Twitch. I am also on Twitch. Good to see you, Ghost Street. Yeah. Shizzy, I love you, man. We're just having fun. Come on. Oh, the release videos of LIEnette videoing Jeremy's property and talking about him are evidence. Also try to put them on the internet. Hey, that's what some people do. I just knew that I was going to have a twisted good time this evening. Thank you. Well, we like having a twisted good time. Oh, at least I didn't do something like this, Wait, it's too small. Like this. Otter Creek. I see. I'm bad, and I do kinds of stuff like that. Or if I put in like that where it said Greek, like utter Greek. No.
Otter Creek. It's a Greek to them, but that's the law.
I love it.
Of these things. Once it's in the attorney's hands, you leave it in the attorney's hands. I never went in, and I also have heard that nobody, not even John Crook himself, who's writing this, went in for any of these private files, knowing he was about ready to file a lawsuit. Again, lawsuit was already filed against the town of Otter Creek, which has a commissioner. She's not a commissioner, she was a mayor. Although you could give some type of supporting argument that she was a commissioner, but she's not a commissioner, she was a mayor with the town council.
Tammy,
She should be defending us. They are best friends. Look at this. He literally says we're best friends. So now me and this fictitious person named Teresa, who I don't even know. I honestly don't even think I know a Teresa. Maybe I do. But
we know a Teresa.
Mother Teresa. Yes. Okay. I get that. But other than that, there's no Teresas in my life. And I'm definitely not best friends with a Teresa. Now I am friends.
Oh, well, I got news for you. For taxidermy. There you go. That's Teresa right there. You can tell by her little red eye, her little beady eye.
It's the way it looks like a dachshund fox because of how you can't see the legs. So to me, I'm like, that's a really weird feral dachshund. But my brain.
You just noticed it, didn't you?
No, I was trying to ignore it like when my kids are doing something for attention, and I'm like, if I ignore it, they'll just stop. Maybe it is a coyote.
That's a very small coyote. That would be a very small coyote.
Okay, then maybe it just looks like it has no legs.
It's a fox. See, they're calling it. I'm like that. That looks like a young fox. We had.
We should let Megan Fox know. Maybe she'll try a whole new decorating scheme.
Yes. Oh, yeah. There we go. We'll just. I think we found a new name for it, and we'll just give it a little one of those little bubbles right there that says, "Hey, I am Megan."
Oh my gosh.
I subbed
gosh
to Shizzy.
You are wound for sound tonight.
I'm having fun tonight.
Yes.
I found out my door is going to be delivered tomorrow.
Oh, the pocket one with the button thing?
The one they said wouldn't be here for another month. I'm just like, So it'll be here tomorrow, and then I got the shingles for her shed. So Friday, I'm installing the shingles on her shed and probably my door also. Well, it depends on how fast I get the door painted. Like, we're supposed to get some storms tonight, but I think this weekend is just supposed to be chilly. And I've got an air sprayer. All I have to do is just tape up all the glass because it's already primed, and then get the paint and be done. I'm excited. Is he having fun? God, why not? I love having fun. Who carries a door in their pockets? Well, sometimes my pants needs a door.
Dormice.
Yeah, dormice. Doormats.
With Madam Mayor, Therese, which is interesting that Crook would want to put that as a ethics violation. Oh, how dare the mayor have a friend? Apparently, if you're a mayor, you're not allowed to have friends. Now, these are the same insane people who have posted, particularly LIEnette, and yes, we have all the screenshots, that the mayor and all the commissioners down in Northport are their friends, and they're going to help them with this fight up here in Otter Creek. And yet, there's not been one single individual helping them.
Probably never even donated to her rescue.
Never gave them a penny, never gave them a minute of volunteer work. All Northport wanted was them gone. So according to Crook, mayors aren't allowed to have friends. And yet, through this entire process, we have more than enough camera footage of Russ the Sus on their property, Don the Con being dropped off by Darren on their property. She's not allowed to have friends, but apparently Russ and Don the Con are. Now, isn't that a little sus? You know, they're not allowed to talk about anything that has to do with any of the meetings outside of a meeting. And yet, in the last meeting that was actually held where Russ the Sus and Don the Con walked out, they stated that they were going to fire. Yeah, well, it was actually LIEnette was stating this. They were going to fire Belinda, and then LIEnette was going to be the new town clerk. Boy, if it wasn't bad before, could you imagine what it would be like with LIEnette running the town?
Yes.
Number one,
it'd be
definitely
so mess.
Number
so
two,
it'd be a
I
hot
love it when they
mess.
put it in writing and I can use it as evidence in court against them. Number two,
Oh my
about a
God.
week later, she had a very first meeting as the mayor. She informed the town of Otter Creek that they'd been served a lawsuit by Jeremy Hales. Oh, well, this already happened. But let's keep going. By Jeremy Hales, and had to hire a law firm to defend the town. So they voted on a law firm. Later in the meeting, herself and Vice Mayor Sims, his name is Zim. It's
How
not
do you spell
it? S-I-M-S.
Isn't that a game?
Yeah, it
It's
was
like a
video game, a sim game. This is how dumb he is. Mayor Sims
Good Lord.
came up with the idea to invite all the residents to look through all the personal files. Oh, now they're personal. Are they private or are they personal? I really like to know. Are they private or are they personal? How I don't have any personal files at Town Hall. I don't know anybody that has any personal files at Town Hall. You can't put your personal files at Town Hall.
Wait, I just spotted something. That's cool. Look right there. It's What the Hell's body soap.
Oh my goodness.
See?
Yeah.
It's What the Hell's body soap. I love it. Or one of those, what do they call it? My wife calls them like flufas or something like that. But yeah, right there. Got the What the Hell's.
Oh yeah. It's a loofah or a bath bomb.
See all the little Easter eggs. All the little Easter eggs. I love
want my own loofah.
I want you to scrub with me tonight.
On second thought, I know our chat. Never mind. I'll stick with lubes from now on. Have to call Pure Romance back, say, yes, we'll double that order. My constituents love it.
There are
the
public
Mo
files
Better
that the
sauce
town
is
keeps
awesome.
at Town Hall.
The Mo
And
Better
she said
sauce,
yes
yes.
to it. This is very unethical, and nobody should go through this is how dumb he is. A-R-E.
I could, couldn't I?
What is he, a pirate now? Arr! You know, with all those.
Gotta get the right color, though.
We might see a peg leg really soon.
Well, she did say the sepsis traveled up to his brain.
Yes, right. The septus is in his brain. The walker, you know, he can walk all the way out to the road from the back of 1.66 acres with a.
What?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The sepsis has gone to his brain.
Well, it does happen, you know.
Generally not in the living, or those not voting for our current resident in chief.
Hold on. We're gonna do this for our chat here. Let's see. We'll have to widen our brush. Yeah, we'll have to widen our brush, and then we'll just.
I feel like I'm on Bob Ross.
We got to get it, because you know you have to do it right. You know, you can't have. You know, we'll draw the hair here. Hold on, just give a second. We're gonna draw the hair. So this is, and then we gotta get the long hair here. Just give me a second. Just give me a second.
Are we making him full Florida man?
Yes. I mean, why wouldn't you? Hold on. Let me get it here.
Holding.
We're gonna make it right. So don't you stress it now. We're gonna make it right here. Give me just gotta make it full Florida man here. Gotta have, you know, gotta have it there. All right. So of course, you know, it does have to sort of come out here, and you gotta give him just a little.
He looks a bit like Dog the Bounty Hunter, but Dog made better choices.
Yeah, like didn't live the rough life, but then of course we have to add the correct color. Why is this over here? Oh, there we go. We got to add the right color here, because this is the most important part right here. This right here is the most important part. You gotta have the bandana.
True.
You know, you gotta get the bandana in there. That's the only way you're gonna go true Florida man. You gotta have a little do-rag there.
Well, like now he kind of looks like Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah, I know. Damn it. I'm horrible at this. I'm horrible at this.
Justin Trudeau could play him.
I'm missing
as Aladdin.
No, well, I guess he could. I mean, give me a second. I'll get some like some little like strays. You gotta have like the stray hair in there, because if you're Florida man, you know, you just gotta have the stray color that just sort of flows in there. It doesn't make a whole lot
now
of
he's
sense.
beginning to look more like Dog, but he lived a better life.
Well,
then how is he Dog the Bounty Hunter?
We got to do this right though, because we got to give him like the little half spectacles, you know, like Dumbledore or something like that. Like, hello, I see you.
What in the rapture am I looking at?
The pillow seat in the morning. The pillow seat in the morning. God is. Oh, I have. Yeah. Yeah, he looks like total Florida man now. Just like he's got the bifocals on. His hair's all gray.
True.
Oh, Amadeus. Reading glasses. I mean, come on. I mean, if
he has to read for our mayor and such. Yeah. ARRRE.
You're a regular Picasso. rock me, Amadeus. This is a fair dream. This, oh Lord, I'm going to wet myself. Okay, we'll get back to it. Sorry.
Walker, but he can't walk 2 feet onto his own property so that he's not violating a civil protection order. Go figure that one out. Same person that spells R-A-R-E instead of O-U-R. Okay, so through all of our personal files and said yes to it, this is very unethical, and nobody should go through our personal files or other files Teresa, who I still don't know who it is.
Wait, you said he's got the R's in there. You know what that means?
Eye patch.
Yep, you gotta have it. You gotta have the eye patch. He did it to himself. Got the R's
And we
in
need
there.
a parrot, or at least one of the Captain Hook mustaches. Because BTW, I wanted a handlebar mustache. Like, it was my fervent dream when I was 5 to have a full handlebar mustache. I was a very strange child.
I can't draw parrots, so we'll just fake it right here. And there's a bird
A
on his shoulder.
flamingo?
Yeah,
A chicken nugget?
It's a flamingo. You know, he's got the long neck and he's just sort of looking over there.
This is
He's got
this
an
has
eye.
to be a war shot.
You know, he does have an eye.
Oh my gosh, the Hales should totally make, because remember when you were little, or I don't know, but you know, you had the guy with iron shavings and then you could move with the little magnet. The Hales need to make the little magnet, you know, shavings guy, and then you can give Jeremy all of the different looks that you want. Or LIEnette.
Hells yes.
Oh my God. This is what happens when there's a national shortage on ADHD medication. Think of our spouses. Think of our spouses, y'all.
Just put a beak on the fox. That's so wrong.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my God. No, I'm not doing that right now. Let's just
said they would do it the next day at 9 a.m. And Jeremy Hales, there I am again, number 2. Number 1, I mentioned. Number 2, yes, this will all be in federal court. Asked if he could look through the files, knowing there's a lawsuit, and she said yes. Okay, well, let's figure this one out again. All right, so
I don't know what to get
point number
them.
2,
She said
lawsuit's
yes.
already filed under
Maybe a
Russell.
bread
We already
maker.
figured that all out. Point number 2 as well.
Well, she didn't have a yeast.
Madam Mayor invited anybody in the town to come to the office during normal working hours to see the condition, and if they had questions, they would answer it. All right. And
There's a video out there.
it's all on video. It's all in our Otter Creek playlist. And so did I go? No. 9 a.m. is a little early for George. And so I didn't end up going.
Never.
As a matter of fact, 9 a.m. is sometimes a little early for me when I'm working still at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., sometimes 4 a.m.
Well, that makes
Okay, well that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like I do most of my work early on in the day, and then I'm like a sundowner. You know, I forget where I'm at, and I wet myself.
Oh yeah. Oh, believe me, like about 10 o'clock on Tuesday, I'm like, it's my late night. I just have to just till 10:30 because I'm up at 4 looking for news.
Yes. Yeah, you're up earlier than I am looking for news. I'm waking.
Well,
I'm usually going to
quiet.
sleep about the time that you're waking up.
Well, that and the furry overlords, you know, are very sure that they are all going to die to death if they aren't woken up. If they haven't woken me for first breakfast.
Those furry little feet of theirs. Ghost fox. Looks more like a pink turtle than it does a bird. Well, you know, can you say painted? It's a painted turtle. How's that?
a.m. Sometimes no sleep whatsoever. So
Don't
9
give LIEnette any
a.m. going
ideas.
into
She's
the
gonna
office
spray paint those damn turtles.
wasn't even an
Call it a
option for
damn
me.
flamingo conservationary.
Is she gonna drive like sticks into their legs so they stand up taller too? Put little wings on them.
I'm surprised she doesn't just have chicken nuggets with some feathers on them and call it a bird sanctuary.
I don't know about her nuggets.
But we have already
Well,
heard
I haven't seen her
from
preach
Madam Mayor.
yet.
here
yeah.
that nobody showed up. Do you think Russ the Sus showed up? Nope. Don the Con? Nope. John Crook? LIEnette? Nope. None of them. So they opened up town hall for everybody in an act of transparency, which is legal. It's what's expected of a town hall in the first place. It shouldn't be, now we're going to open everything up. Russ the Sus should have been running the things the exact same way, but he refused to. He wanted to hide things.
Oh, yeah.
And now Madam Mayor comes in and goes, we will no longer tolerate actions such as that. This will be completely transparent. And when Madam Mayor is completely transparent, nobody shows up. Not even me. Now, I would have, except one condition. I had already hired an attorney, and the attorney was working to get all of the files for me, which were 100% public. I hope you understand the gravity of all of this. Now, not only does he have my name in this, he's sending this up to Tallahassee about Madam Mayor. And if Tallahassee, if the ethics committee finds that this is all fraudulent, that this is a false filing, which I'm going to share with you what they actually determined in a moment here. You understand that Madam Mayor Therese and Brett, they have a defamation lawsuit against John Crook. Do you understand how many people could actually file lawsuits against these people? Now, I understand most people want to stay out of court, but obviously we've already heard from family members that LIEnette has used this whole child rapist thing over and over again and has impacted not only my life negatively, but at a minimum 10 different men, one female that we know of as well. She's even said this stuff about Crook himself, and he's still there on the property. What kind of man stays with a woman who says such horrific things about him? That I can't comprehend.
Welcome. It's the Law Raiders. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello, Law Raiders. Good to see you. Little black spot on top of the chicken ship is still chicken ship.
At all. And now you've got family members who are willing to file a lawsuit. You've got previous mayors and husbands that could file a lawsuit. You've got a tremendous amount of people. Anybody, if Russ the Sus wanted, Russ the Sus could file a lawsuit against them. If Don the Con wanted, Don the Con, Stewart, Mary, they all could file a lawsuit against them. I can't stress this enough.
Maybe.
The county court in Ohio, the county court in Florida, the federal courts right now, these three courts that they find themselves in, this is so minimal to what's about to come down the pipeline for them. Number 3 out of 9. We're almost a third of the way there. A couple of days later, our mayor hired one of Jeremy Hale's employees to Wizark.
Oh, sorry to hear that. I hope everybody's safe. How about you? Because that's south of you.
We got a couple of good storms that came through. The bigger worry is going to be the rain, since we're supposed to get a couple more days of rain. We're on a hill where I live, but to get out of my neighborhood, you have to go downhill.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you have to go down.
So, flooding could be an issue, but because I, buy in bulk, it's not like we're going to starve if we can't get out. The boys made sure, they're like, wait, so if we get flooded in, does the internet still work?
No, you tell them that you say the youngest goes first.
No, they were like, but the internet will still work, right? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
You should tell them no, that it doesn't work, and and just disconnect everything except for your stuff.
Sometimes I am tempted, because when they are all home on a weekend, I can get almost nothing done.
Oh, Oh my. See, this is what I don't understand. You guys are getting rain and snow. It was like 83 degrees whenever I grilled out this evening. It was 83. So I'm like, oh my gosh. Prayers for the people of Taiwan. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, Tim Booger, yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, storms are never good. Storms are never good.
Maybe to twerk? Oh boy, my employees.
To work as...
It looks like it. No, it's an O, and I will point it out. So he has an O.
Okay.
It's just the way that he did it. He didn't come all the way back around with the O.
He didn't. No, it's an interrupted O.
Yeah, like what? Like maybe a wook, like wook, like a U. So it could be
yeah.
Could be
Or maybe
Z.
he thinks work is spelled with an E.
No, it's an O. He did an O. It's an odd looking O. Because if you look at his other O's,
well, because it looks kind of like an E, because only the first letter is capitalized when he uses E's. At least in employees.
It's got a W and this is an O. It's just
Jeremy, not Jeremy, damn it, Shizzy, just let me have twerk. Let me have twerk it.
Okay, well, give me a second. I'll put it in there for you. So twerk. There is that work.
And he would like to flip it back and reverse it. Twerk ass. That's why it was thrown out.
And it says twerk ass in our office.
Wait, he knows our now? But he has transient grammar outlawness.
And other, it says other men. Other men. Damn it. Other men of law. Okay. Other men of law are twerking. We're figuring this out. I'm seeing it now. It's like Da Vinci Code here.
The Hale's Mad Lib.
The thing.
Put in a word for LIEnette.
The mayor, let's see, we got mayor and out of her helper. Okay, there we go. Out of her helper. I got it. I'm figuring out this is Crook speak right here. And Jeremy. And Jeremy did this too. So Jeremy, stop twerking with the workers. There we go. Jeremy's twerking with the workers. There we go.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm so bad. The mayor was hired as an employer to twerk with in her office without the other men of the mayor, certainly out of her helper and one of Hale's workers. I don't know.
She's back.
Better watch out. Crook's saying they're twerking. So we Zerk as our secretary in our office without a vote from the other members of the board with a lawsuit going on. All right. So this is just pure and total defamation right here. All right, so let's figure this one out. A couple of days later, our mayor hired one of Jeremy Hale's employees. Okay,
awesome.
So let's take the aspect of Jeremy Hale's employee first. All right, let's break that down. Number one, I don't have any official employees as you would potentially think of.
LIEnette injunction is gone from the court website. I don't know what that means.
Well, does that mean that the entire case has been pulled, or are they updating the docket? Because isn't the injunction what she was doing in the hearing?
Well, and which court are we talking about?
I have no idea.
Because you have to understand there's 3 courts as you're dealing with. You're dealing with one in Ohio, you're dealing with one in Levy County, and you got another one that's federal. So which one is it? So I'm curious, Dana, which one? Sorry, I didn't mean to call you Dana. If it's gone,
No.
what does that mean? Oh, Levy County. So her injunction is gone from Levy County. Or have they sealed it for now? I don't know. See, I wouldn't know unless I was close to the case. I couldn't tell you. You know, it might be that the case was dismissed. I mean, anything could have happened. But if it was dismissed, you would still have those documents there. And it would just show as case dismissed. So I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, and I don't have a gauge for a normal court docket since Carroll County, the Delphi case. Apparently, courts don't operate like that.
Okay, so what Dana's saying is that it was there earlier. Jeremy filed a new motion, and then poof, it was gone. Or are they updating it because it's gone to appeal? No, it would still be there. So what happens is whenever you file something with the court, it becomes permanent on there. Now there's a possibility, depending on what system that they're using, that they're just updating the system. It hasn't gone away. They're just updating the system. And so it's not accessible or not showing up. I'll make this really, really short. So here in Georgia, there's a county called Fulton County. Okay. So Fulton County is where all of the stuff that was being filed for Fannie was hacked. Like the whole system was completely hacked. And they were having issues with it where you had to go down to the clerk to personally file stuff. You couldn't do it online because the system was entirely hacked. Yeah. So there's a possibility something like that happened. The closed violation cases are still there. Sorry it's so late. In mode, did I miss a lot? Yes, you've missed the Pirates. You've missed Florida Man. You've missed all kinds of stuff. You missed me trying to be converted by Jesus.
True. Well, as a both recovering Catholic that took that 13th step and just became non-denominational, I'm still double covered because I've got like that latent Catholicism, which means that children in catechism school must pray for my misguided behind. And then, if Jesus is just all right with me, then I'm good either way.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so getting struck by lightning.
I got struck by
Mr. Mo
lightning
is like,
so many times.
Mr. Mo is like, would you stop being irreverent in a damn thunderstorm?
Why not?
It's like, look, the Lord gave me this sense of humor. I don't even want to know if I had turned out normal.
No, I wouldn't want to be normal.
As employees.
Hey, Christine.
For example, when a person goes into a job and clocks in 9 to 5, they work for that organization. They have benefits through that organization. Check comes through that organization. And you would go, I'm an employee of that organization. Let's say, for example, you work at Walmart.
Holy moly. Look at this man right here. Matthew himself. Brother, good to see you. Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. One of my favorites. One of my favorite people out there is Matt himself. That is one of the hardest working men alive. So you guys show him some love. Like all you gotta do is just give kisses in the chat. It just makes him so excited. just little kissies. That's all you gotta do. Just give him little kissies and put on there, Matt, kisses. And the reason I say this is, do you guys know who Camelot is? You know who Camelot is, right?
I have heard of him. Again, Shizzy, if it's not about ancient aliens or us possibly misplacing an Austrian painter in Argentina after the war, I tend not to watch it after I'm done with Newsy News and Trials.
Oh my. No. You have to know who Camelot is.
I have heard of him. I just
Okay.
Look,
Give me a
between
second.
my 6 kids, my Smexy books, and, the Bible club, I am plumb out of times.
I'll show you. This is Camelot 331 right here. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So this is him racing. He's a race car driver.
There's a point
for
where the leader got
NASCAR.
into me and I never can find it.
All right. Now here's the thing that you folks should know about Matt himself is Matt is on the back of that race car. He's got him and the boys are on the back of that race car. So that's why Matt gave some support to Camelot 331 to help get him into doing some of the stuff that he loves the best. So that's why we like Matt. Because you got Camelot 331 running a race here. And the Cyber Frog
really
car.
hard to find for some reason. I never can find it. I can only find it on the highlights. I can never find it in the live race itself. It's hard to find.
So that's what he does. And come on, that's a good looking guy right there.
Yeah.
That's a good looking guy. He's a good young man. And he's busted his ass to get where he is today. So, kudos to him.
Hey, and he's doing something independent. He's doing something, that's what I'm trying to impress upon my children is that the piece of paper from the school saying you're super smart, a bunch of people are going to have that,
Oh, he's got several hundred people on the ass of his car. And that's why he's so damn impressive. More junk in the trunk, Wait until he's gotten up there and done like he calls it the naked snake, where he gets all naked and twerks for the ladies.
If I tell Mr. Mo this is for research, just like when I watch, for different reasons, 300, then a lot of the other guys in the theater were watching it. I mean,
oh my gosh. Mo in the deep end, girl that I went to middle school with writes romance novels.
Awesome. Yeah, my Kindle needs all the Jesus, but we're not talking about me right now, are we?
Oh my gosh, you guys are so bad. Let's pull this up. I'll pull it up for you. Damn it. Camelot 331. All right. Camelot 331. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up Camelot 331.
Okay.
And we're going to see if I can get one of his naked snake things here for you guys.
I'm just thinking your VPN history.
Oh, it's going to be horrible. All right, so I'll mute it because I don't know if the music will get me struck or not. But so this is his stuff right here.
Okay.
And this is for all you ladies right there.
Ah.
All you ladies right there. Yeah, that's he totally gets like He twerks for you, and he'll do that if you give him if you show him enough love. Sad. See,
It is a thought, Shizzy. I don't know why we haven't incorporated this into our podcast or our video cast.
Because, seeing me dance is not impressive. I guarantee it. You just go, okay.
No one wants to see me go full Elaine. It's just, it's
no.
Look, there is only drunk Mo thinks she can dance. And that is, no, I am the one person in town Kevin Bacon was like, do not let her dance. Don't.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Matt. Matt just gifted 5 memberships. And now I closed the damn window. Now I've got to open it and figure out where it is. So I can congratulate all these fun new people that just became a bunch of nuts. It's so strange to me. Annette was gifted a membership. Larry Horace, Linda Carter, Joseph Willem, Dana was gifted one. Awesome. Congratulations, every single one of you for becoming the newest nuts of this nutty place. Nutty. See, Tammy says, thank you so much for being so kind. Yes, he does the naked snake. And the look on her face as she's sitting there is just like really? Just like it's so perfect.
It looks a little bit like I'm intrigued.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Miss Kate Griffin, I haven't figured out any fun names for streams. Well, talk to boys. They usually have good names for their streams.
Walmart. Let's say, for example, you work for McDonald's. I love that double cheeseburger. I love that double cheeseburger. And George loves the fries. I mean, McDonald's is a place we frequent often. So we appreciate all those that work at McDonald's because frankly, we love it. And so you work at McDonald's. You are an employee of McDonald's. Now, I use the term employee very, very loosely in regards to those who help me. Anybody who works with me doesn't actually work for me. Let me see if I can clarify this for you. Now, we said it previously that they're all independent contractors, and we've said it jokingly, which we do a lot of the time. I mean, you all know 99.9% of the time.
Oh, well, I mean, you were looking for a good name.
Not those types.
Well, thank you, Cynthia, for becoming the newest nut. I appreciate you. Sorry. Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, I did that for morning newsy news because I'm hoping. Look, I know we learned from Jurassic Park that playing God is bad and stuff, but if we were to get rid of mosquitoes and cicadas, I do not think that the world would stop turning. So I'm kind of like, screw dinosaurs. Could we get rid of mosquitoes and cicadas?
Do you get money for money if you watch it all the way through? I don't know. I Twerky, not a chance. I dropped 120 pounds post-menopause. Reverb from all of them turkey waddles would show up on the Richter scale. Nope.
Oh, did we just become best friends?
Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you, Will. That's beautiful. Oh, God. We'd never derail this stream. My chickens eat the mosquitoes. Just don't let them eat the frogs.
And it's all just a little bit delayed each. We are 5. I'm so sorry. You know the Newton's things on the desk? I'm going straight to hell. All the way to hell. Not even purgatory this time.
Oh. She said she has an old school bug zapper for them. Bugs. Steal the name Ballspark. Oh.
Jeremy does look disappointed in us.
Oh, it's like you guys are so bad.
I'm sure Jeremy's gonna watch the stream and be like, "What the actual? What?"
Hey, I like the Weeble Wobbles. I used to ride with them to school on the short bus all the time.
He is disappointed in us. Look,
He
even
is.
Jesus is like, I can't even look at Florida right now or you guys.
Oh, good to see you, little D. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
My gosh. Oh, it's good. Pro says he is disappointed in us. I tried to twerk, but I probably get caught in a wind gust with my arms held. I try to twerk, but I would probably break something at my age.
I think I am like double Scandinavian. Whichever culture's bred to have the least rhythm and did not allow dance because it was wrong or something. Those 2 cultures got together and created me. Down the line, I am just no, it's like the Forrest Gump when he's in the church and he's just half a
step off on everything.
Yeah. Just
or the jerk.
Yeah.
Or it's
just,
all
yeah, and because God love them, our church tries, but we are all clapping, and I am looking around like I don't expect Phil Collins, but could we all find a beat? Any beat?
But you know the best part about Southern Baptists, you always know where to get your alcohol and your cigarettes from. In my heavier days, my dear husband said to me, I know there's a skeleton in there somewhere.
And he still lives. See, the grace that women give men.
It is.
I swear. If we were all to collectively just like have a full F deficit day at the same time, y'all would be dead. Like it is because we don't want to look in other women's eyes and see disappointment that we weren't nice enough. So, we're nice to you all, but
oh God, it's killing me. All I can say is not run upstairs in this bodily state. The applause is thunder. Oh, just a nut, dude. I'm a cashew.
Oh, good night.
Oh, I have rhythm, but my arms keep moving after I stop. Hello, Linda Carter. You are my Wonder Woman. I'm a 1970s darling. Stairs are my mortal enemy.
That's it.
Don't be dry, baby.
It's just
oh my, yes, we
just breathe through it. It'll be okay.
Okay.
Although when I have to be the voice of reason, we should really, really be worried.
All right, here we go.
Very serious.
We made it halfway through.
We like to use humor, but the reality is they all are independent contractors. And you're going, okay, what's an independent contractor? Well, independent contractor works for themselves, and then they will do work for you. You hire them to do work for you. For example, okay, I have a CPA, right? Is he an employee of mine? No. Do I pay him? Yes. He's a third party that I pay to help me.
Oh, this isn't any of the court stuff. Oh, I just gave a quick look through. I thought there was more court stuff in this, but there's not. Doggone it. I love this. I love this right here. But I am going to go back to see if we've got some.
LIEnette is now
got some court stuff here.
Ooh, caught lying in federal.
We have no court stuff in here. It is just Jeremy telling us what's going on. All right.
Oh.
Okay. So it's 38 minutes. We can power through. Can you power through?
Yes, we can power through.
Let's do it.
Now changing every signature on court documents so it can't be used against her in a defamation case in the federal courts.
Yep. Notice the airborne patch.
We've shared in the past that we're going to federal court against LIEnette and Crook. 2 independent cases, 2 independent lawsuits for defamation, extortation, and a bunch of other things. Now, in defense of this, both LIEnette and Crook have filed motions independently, but the reality is this. They did it together, and they're pro se, but somebody definitely helped them. And that's illegal. The most interesting part is LIEnette is signing all court documents now with completely and totally different signatures.
Now that I don't know if it's illegal. And also it looks like AI was doing a lot of the work because I've seen some of those court documents and they don't match up with court cases.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was with MG. We looked at those. Hey, Jacob, good to see you. I see you over there on the Rumble side. So, and I'll just say this really quick. So I watched one with he was pulling up like the actual court documents, and he went back and looked and pulled up the case numbers, and they don't match what they're perpetuating to say. So it was really weird because I was like, is maybe she using AI for these? Maybe that's why they look so clear and concise, but yet the documents don't match up with anything. It was
you'd
really
think
weird.
AI would have downloaded all the law stuff. I don't know.
No. That's not how it works. They may also be trying to pick and choose. I mean, I can get AI to do some really funky stuff. Of course, they don't look like they're really smart enough to use AI properly. But hey, I'm just saying. Something smells dirty in Stinkville, and it could be an attorney or it could be a law student, which wouldn't be illegal, or a paralegal, which also wouldn't be illegal. If it is an attorney that's writing the cases, then they might get in trouble. But
yeah,
she has internet buddies that do the work and research for her. Well, they suck.
Oh, then they're not her friends.
Yeah.
None of them, after we've called her out on her signatures that match the signs that call me a child rapist, none of them after that match one another. Only everything before that matched the signs. I hope you understand what I just said. Everything after that, she signs it, it's different. She signs another one, it's different than the one she just signed. She signs another one, it's different than the previous 2. She can't keep consistency trying to actually sign things. Now, they filed motions to have this federal suit dismissed. And I'm going to share that motion with you. And then I'm going to share my motion as well. Now, they want this out of federal court. At a bare minimum, they've got to have $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to get a federal lawyer. And Silver Scam is not licensed for federal court. So let's take a look. They both have the same motions saying the same things. And so we'll take Crook's, for example, here. Defendant John Crook, motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction. Right here. You can see it right there up the top. Lack of jurisdiction. So what does that mean? Well, to be in federal court, you have to have two individuals, the plaintiff and defendant, that live in different states. Now, my home state is Ohio. Just because I do the winter in Snowbird in Florida doesn't mean that I don't live in Ohio. I am an Ohio resident by all legal definitions. So he's going to say here, well, let's just see what he says here. The defendant, John Crook, moves to dismiss this action pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 12B1. Well, let's face it. Crook has no idea what Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 12B1 is in the first place. He did not do this on his own, even though he states and signs that he did. That's illegal. By all means, this is going to come out in the depositions, and it's going to come out in federal court. Again, all these two do is further incriminate themselves with every action that they take, every video they take, everything that comes out of their mouths further incriminates themselves. He says there is no federal question, and so no jurisdiction under 28 USC 1331. The defendants reside in Otter Creek, Florida, and so does the plaintiff. That would be me. I'm the plaintiff. They're the defendants. I am suing them in federal court for extortation, defamation, and a few other things. Therefore, there is no diversity jurisdiction. Even if there were diversity, there are no allegations identifying specific damages of any kind of any amount or an amount of controversy over $75,000. Now, to be in federal court, you have to have damages over $75,000. Okay, so first of all, I literally have a civil protection order against John Crook. And where's it issued from? My home state, Ohio. I have one against LIEnette. Where's it issued from? My home state, Ohio. Who has jurisdiction? My home state, Ohio. Not only that, I have legal bills between Ohio and Florida right now in this whole situation over $125,000. Now, last I checked, and I'm not Mary, math is scary, but that's over $75,000 in damages thus far. So I'm sure those who can do math and those who actually comprehend common sense realize that this is the biggest joke in the world. All right, so then he goes on to say, for all the foregoing reasons, the complainant should be dismissed for lack of federal court jurisdiction. And he's stating particularly, Jeremy can't be in federal court. He's not a resident of Ohio, and there's no damages over $75,000. Well, we're going to get to that. A supporting memorandum follows the required by local rule 7(1)(e). When's the last time Crook knows any laws or rules? This is the same guy who's out there literally in Ohio court. Asked George, were you there when I pulled a firearm? He used another word, an un out of my pocket. I pointed it at Jeremy and brandished it at him. He's literally asking the question why he incriminates himself. And she goes, no. Well, how do you know I did it? Well, first of all, you just said you did it. Second of all, it's on video. All right, but let's keep to this, okay? Federal court. Memorandum supporting motion to dismiss. They want this gone, and it is not going away. As a matter of fact, more people are going to be filing against them in federal court. Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 12B1 provides a party may assert that the following defense by motion, number one, lack of subject matter jurisdiction. I'm not even sure what that has to do with trying to dismiss it. Federal jurisdiction depends on there being a
Damn it, Daryl Brooks.
diversity of citizenship between the plaintiffs and the defendants. In other words, you have to live in different states. See 28 USC 1331, 28 USC 1332. You think Crook and LIEnette know any of this stuff? Absolutely not. Definitely not.
Well, they could have looked it up. They could have done some research and gotten it. And it doesn't hurt that somebody else is doing the research for them. But also, you're going to have, here's the thing that you know, is as much as, you know, doing the pro se stuff, then you have to get up there and defend it. Okay. So there's nothing wrong with them doing any sort of filings and all that kind of crap. But whenever they get to court, that would be very smart of them to basically have an attorney represent them whenever they go to court. Saying that would be the best thing to do. And
are they
save your
going
money
to
do it.
be that smart?
Well, we didn't say they had to be smart, but you know, that's what they would have to do. Wackadoo stalkers are beyond cray. Yes. And this is why it becomes so difficult. What happens if they had a lawyer help them and they didn't report that? Well, his name isn't on any of the documents, so they could have multiple lawyers doing it. Don't know. I don't know. I'm not an attorney, so I don't know how that would go. Okay, keep going. I gotta run the pup outside. I'll be right back. Well, you can take us with. We'll be here.
They
We've seen court
had
paperwork.
help, okay? Which means they just further incriminated themselves because they did not, what's that word that Thomas likes, disseminate, or they did not disclose who it was that helped them. So they're already in huge trouble in federal court. A federal court should inquire into whether it was a subject matter jurisdiction at its earliest possible stage in the proceedings. And they're quoting University of Southern Alabama versus AM Tobacco Company, 168 F3D 405 410, 11th Circuit, 1999. Although the complaint alleges jurisdiction exists under both sections, the complaint in this action fails to establish either basis for federal jurisdiction. First, there are no federal claims, only state law claims. See complaint. All right, makes no sense whatsoever. It's not even applicable to what we're doing in federal court. Second, although the plaintiff, Jeremy Hales, alleges he resides in Ohio, he resides in Otter Creek, Florida, as established by the affidavit of LIEnette Preston attached with this memo. Hold a second. I'm actually reading Crook's, and they copied each other, and he screwed up, and he forgot to delete LIEnette's name.
It wasn't he who was going to help them.
I forgot to delete LIEnette's name. This should say affidavit of John Crook. Okay, so this is Crook's I'm reading. This should say John Crook, and it says LIEnette. They screwed that even up. Okay, attached with this memo. Third, the complainant fails to allege any specific damages of any kind. By the way, any damages will be shown and declared within federal court. You don't have to show it before federal court. So again, this is just complete and total nonsense and stupidity, and thus does not meet the amount of controversial requirement under 28 USC 1332A. By the way, I have to say it. I love that morons keep helping them incriminate themselves further and further and further. Whoever helped them put them yet in another legal situation of liability, and that's all that happens again. And yeah, I got the proof. I'm reading it. I got the receipts. I got the timeline. I got the screenshots. All right. Third, the complaint fails to the alleged. All right, we go to law. It merely conclusionally. You know, this is a big word. Now, I can't say this word, and that's normal for me. But Crook saying this word. Do you think Crook actually knows what that word is?
Conclusatory.
Pronounce it. I don't think so. Conclusatory. I'm not sure what kind of word that is, but
the conclusion of is basically what he means to say.
It alleges that the statutory minimum of $75,000 for each of the 6 state law counts with no specific allegations established and how the plaintiff was damaged or how any amount of damage is established. Well, it's pretty easy to prove it. I have bills and invoices that I've already paid well over $125,000. And it goes on in regards to case law. All right. But by the way, the case law that they're even quoting doesn't even apply to what they're stating. So let's get into this affidavit.
Does it even exist, or is it a made-up case law?
I didn't dig that far.
You should.
Things to do. So let's keep going. There is no factual basis for the court to conclude that the jurisdictional amount is satisfied in this case. Interesting. Okay, let's keep going. At the pleading stage, the party invoking federal jurisdiction bears the burden of establishing the amount of controversy required by a preponderance of the evidence. Where jurisdiction is based on a claim for some kind of damages, the red cab company. Oh, here we go. We're going with more case law here.
Oh yeah, this is one we read.
Listen, you know, LIEnette and Crook never wrote this. These are the two that can't say a single sentence in Ohio court.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is the one that MG read. This is the exact same filing that he read with the red cab company, and they don't say what you think they say. What they're quoting out of there has nothing to do with anything, and the case law doesn't match up with it. MG was very, very much pointed this out.
So what you're saying is either the AI was terrible, their paralegals and or well-intentioned friends or frenemies suck. Or,
whoever
or 4chan has a new project.
Yeah, because we looked these up. We looked every single one of those case statutes up, and the citation that they have, it doesn't fit.
Shizzy, what do you want to bet? There is a 4chan channel just sending her lost shit. Like, no, use this. No, I swear to God, use this.
I will tell you the best clients to have are the ones that use Google for their law, because they can be close, but 9 times out of 10 they are going to be so far off on what the applicable law is, because each state and each county, even little towns, have their own particular laws, particular
And
statutes.
Even I've noticed in different cases, and maybe this is something you see, but even different jurisdictions have their own kind of legal dialect. They have different words that they use instead of other words. There's different things.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
there's an intricacy to it that I think, sovereign citizens may not put.
Yeah, they may not be the smartest at what they think they're saying, because they're using Black's law to quote cases.
Or court without incriminating themselves.
Yes.
Federal jurisdiction bears the
That's
burden
not
of
what
proving
Black's law
the
dictionary
profoundness
is.
of the evidence that claim to which it's being just jurisdiction meets the jurisdictional minimum. Tapscott versus MS dealers of record. All right, there's just a bunch of stuff. Because there's no federal question, no diversity, meaning they're stating that I live in Florida. That's my home state. And no allegations establishing the minimum amount of controversy. It's pretty easy. Here's the bills for all my legal fees. The U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Florida lacks jurisdiction and should be dismissed and dismiss this case. Defendant John Crook. And guess what he didn't do? He did not state who actually helped him. Illegal from the get-go. From the moment this was filed and the court received it, he is now under even more illegal liability. Now, this is kind of funny. When we got it, which, by the way, here's the affidavit of John Crook. If you remember, it said, I'm going to show the affidavit of LIEnette Preston. LIEnette Preston forgot to remove John Crook. Whoever typed these forgot to move the name LIEnette Preston. But the affidavit does say John Crook. So they screwed up the paperwork. Pretty stupid. Federal court, pretty dumb. Number 1, I'm the named defendant in this action. John Crook. Number 2, I can attest that the plaintiff, Jeremy Hales, resides in Florida and not Ohio. That's interesting. Number 3, Mr. Hales has been continuously living in Otter Creek, Florida for at least 6 months. Prior to the date of this affidavit, he has been absent only a few days. Number 4, this is the best part.
That sounds hot.
I know this.
Wait, go back. How would they know you've only been absent a couple days? I thought
they're stalkers.
I don't think they said they don't watch your videos.
Number 4, George, just wait. Just wait, be patient. I know this from seeing his YouTube videos. Right there. I know this from seeing his YouTube videos. Wow, we have more evidence of perjury. By the way, LIEnette says the exact same thing. I know this from seeing his YouTube videos. 6 months of YouTube videos. I know this from seeing YouTube videos. When she's under oath, I've seen maybe 3, maybe 4. She's getting...
They're doing Mary math because we got here October.
It doesn't even matter. They're in so much trouble. They are in so much trouble for all the lies, the complete and total lies. And then Crook signs his name. Okay. Now you may be thinking, oh man, you file a case in federal court. What does that look like if Crook and LIEnette? That's 2 separate cases. They are both going to have depositions. 2 days for LIEnette, 2 days for Crook. We are doing it at a federal court with a judge right there, making sure that they are held accountable, that they can't pull any of these pranks and these jokes that they've done in the county depositions. I can't even. You want my honest opinion? I believe the federal judge is going to throw them in contempt of court during the depositions. I'm not.
It's possible.
It's going to take a while. How long does it usually take to get a case into federal court? Depends. It really does depend on what judge, what jurisdiction, what their caseload looks like. I mean, it just, you're at the mercy of the court. But here's the thing about putting something into any sort of court. It's like filing an appeal. Say for example, you get a judgment against you of $100,000. There's just a judgment against you of $100,000 because you lost a court case. Well, as soon as you file an appeal, that stops. Like they can't collect from you. They can't come after the attorney's fees. They can't do anything. It basically delays everything. pending the outcome of that case. And then once that outcome comes, say for example, they say, no, you don't owe that $100,000, but you had to put that money in there for filing the appeal. You have to actually like post bond. There's different ways of doing that. So basically you throw that money in there, that money goes into the clerk. The clerk has that money. It's held basically in trust. They can't touch it. And then whenever the case is over and say you win an appeal, hooray, I won an appeal. Well, guess what? It's not over yet. You're still not done, because they have a certain amount of days, depending on the court, depending on the jurisdiction. They have a certain amount of days that they can file an appeal to that outcome. Okay. So that means that you still can't touch the money. It's still sitting there. It's still held until it gets transferred to the next court. And then once it goes to the next court, until you've basically exhausted either all the funds that you could possibly spend on it. Like I said, lawsuits, the only people that come out ahead are the attorneys. That's the only people that come out ahead. So I hope that answers your question. I don't know for sure how long it would take escrow. Well, it depends. Some of them they put in escrow, some of them they put in trust. Depends on the jurisdiction. Like Mo was saying, different areas of the country call it a different thing. So it really just depends on what part of the country you're at. Shizzy, the one DUI guy read today, they are blaming whoever helped them. It's their fault for messing up the paperwork in case.
Oh, well.
Oh. 2 days of a kid
don't let me
court seat with Crook. Oh.
Don't let me down, 4chan.
Oh,
you keep
gosh.
that lawful law advice going.
So Jeremy could be sitting on, yes. It could see that, but also it gets to a point where they will consider it frivolous, and they will basically kick it out. They won't accept any pleadings. Like say for example, it goes to you get it in appeals court, you lose an appeals court, and then the next place it would be your Supreme Court. Okay. And the Supreme Court only hears so many cases per year. Okay. So if you try to appeal it to them, there's a possibility, and the filing for that becomes much stricter, and they don't play. Like you have to have every T crossed, every I dotted, everything properly spaced. I mean, one mistake and they will say they won't even hear it. They will just say no. And the same way that could happen with the Hales. They can basically tell them, nope, we don't want to hear it because you didn't do everything correct. Certain mistakes they're fine with, but yeah, whenever you're going like Supreme Court, that's completely different. Yeah, it's please don't say that. Yes, I'm a Hales fan. What? Awesome. I'm glad you are. So yeah, Jeremy could be on appeals forever. Yes. But I'm surprised it's never their fault. They're always the victims. Yes, they are always the victims. And the way DUI sounded, LIEnette and John are blaming their help for messing up the case numbers. Well, there you go. Have fun. That's how it goes.
Not even sure they're going to make it to the hearings. But let's share with you what my response is to their motion to dismiss. Here's my affidavit in response, and it's 35 pages. And we're not going to go over all 35 pages because some of that is evidence. And so, is this redacted or unredacted? Maybe I can get through this in 15 minutes. 35 pages in 15 minutes. Mark Feather! By the power of Mark Feather, I will get through this in 15 minutes. All right. Affidavit of Jeremy B. Hales. George loves saying Jeremy B. Hales. And I don't know why she likes that. She doesn't like ketchup, but for some reason she likes saying Jeremy B. Hales.
Doesn't like ketchup. No.
And that's when I'm not even
ketchup
in trouble.
Is awesome.
Before me, the undersigned notary public personally came and appeared. Jeremy B. Hales, who states that Jeremy B. Do you want to say it, George, since you like saying it more than me?
If they go to an appeals court, do they have to come up with the money? Yes. If there's a judgment against them. So if there's a judgment against you before you can move things forward, and this is the way that all appeals work. Okay. there is a specific filing fee. And the way that this works is they count out how many pages are in that document, how many pages are in the transcript. All right. Once they count them all out, and they say there's 6,000 pages. All right. It's 50 cents per page. Just using this as an example. And that's like all the paperwork that there is. Now this would be a very small case if it was like 5,000 pages. Then you have to come up with that amount of money that the clerk will say, this is how much it's going to cost you, plus the filing fees to move it on, because the clerk will actually move it to the appeals court, and they will post it for you. But before they do that, they need to see that you have the money. Like basically you have to post all that money, put it in escrow, trust, whatever. You have to put it there, and they have to see it, and then they can move it on, because that's what it costs to file it. There's a specific filing fee. And with someone that's pro se that files hundreds of thousands of documents, that gets to be really expensive. Plus, if they've got court transcripts, that becomes expensive. Like there was somebody that was pro se that my wife went up against on not too long ago.
Lord.
And
did they wear the fez?
No. He was pretty bright guy. He was, no offense against him. He's doing what he can. He's just misguided is the best description. But they didn't have a court reporter come in. So what my wife did was she said, listen, I want to have a court reporter here because there's a possibility that this could go to appeal, and I need to have that transcript. So, and I can't remember the words. There's specific words that you would say is like basically you split the cost, okay, and that's what happens is, say it's $600 or something like that for the court reporter for the day that takes care of them for maybe their day or 2 days or however long it is. That covers the court reporter's cost. You're basically splitting the cost on it. Now, in the state of Georgia, I don't know how about other places, but in the state of Georgia, you can if the other person says no, they don't want to split the cost, and one client has to pay for the whole thing, you have no right to those transcripts unless somebody wants to give it to you. Like I don't have to give you those transcripts. It's tough titty. No, you're not getting the transcripts. If you want copies of the transcripts, you have to get them from the court reporter. If you want to get them from the court reporter, they can charge you whatever they want to at that point, because you didn't split the cost in the first place.
Interesting.
Yeah. And this guy, because he was just like, well, money's tight, I really ain't going to do it. It's just like, listen, it's $300. But I'm not your attorney. If you don't want to pay for it, it's not up to me to tell you what to do, that you should or shouldn't. But he's decided he wasn't going to do it, and it was, I think, going to cost him something like $1,800 just to get those transcripts.
Yikes!
Yeah, I think they did. My wife did work something out with him where it wasn't going to cost him as much, and got him the transcripts they needed. But it's just like that's, that you're making us come out of pocket for this kind of crap. So do you think I'm going to be nice about it? No,
no.
Giving you the option to this is the thing. Whenever you go to court, you have to understand that these attorneys practice in front of one another. They have no reason to basically, they'll do everything they can to derail it, but they're also going to be very cordial and kind to one another. Time to hit the hay, Terry Ham. You sleep well. No to the ketchup. No, ketchup is awesome. Damn it.
Hey, Shizzy.
No, but not the camera.
I'm going to call it a night. My leg's like, I'm done. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, it is 10:30, and this stuff will be covered over on MGs. I guarantee it will be covered over on MGs.
Yeah.
So you have a good one. I'm gonna hang with the chat for a little bit and give them a hard time. And I will.
Sounds good.
You have a good night. I'll see you in the morning.
Bye.
Bye. All right, chat. It's just you and me. Just you and me. We are here together. So you want to watch the rest of this? Give a thumbs up if you guys want to watch the rest of this tonight. You probably have already seen it all. Bye, Mo. Bye, Mo. Bye, Mo. Bye, Mo. Night, Mo. Yeah, Mo is awesome. Mo is an absolute doll. So I've got thumbs up from Linda Carter, wants to see more. And I've got Rare Aussie. Awesome. And what else we got? Oh, it looks like storms are getting ready to start. My pup made it down here. He only comes down here and hides whenever it gets crazy. Seen it, but we'll watch it again. Don't know what we're watching, but you're in. Okay, well, here we go. We'll just fire it back up. Hey, come here.
All right, I, Jeremy B. Hales, being duly sworn, hereby depose and say, number 1, to my knowledge, all of the facts stated in this affidavit are true and correct. Number 2, I am over 18 years of age. That could be up for debate sometimes. But I do have male pattern baldness in the shape of a heart or the shape of a fart. It depends on what you see when you see my head. It's like looking at a cloud. You literally could see anything. I'm curious. Let us know in the comments what you see.
The hurricane symbol.
Let us know what you see in the comments. And this is going to be interesting reading this afterwards.
Oh my.
I'm over 18 years of age and I'm fully competent to make this affidavit, and I have personal knowledge of the facts stated within this affidavit. Number 3, I am the plaintiff in this lawsuit. I am bringing the lawsuit against John Crook and LIEnette. All right, page 2, number 4, the affidavit is
Doug and Megan
in
Raid
support of the memorandum
awesome.
In opposition to defendant's motion to dismiss based on federal R civil P 12B1, which they have no clue what even is. Okay. Number 5, I'm one of the fortunate people who have been able to use the internet and with my YouTube channel, What the Hales. Okay. And I at this point, I'm not so sure I am fortunate because I never in a million years, not that we would ever be around that long. Well, maybe, do you think What the Hales channel will be around for a million years, like long after we're gone?
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, so I never in 5 years that we've been on YouTube thought that we would be stalked and be in this type of situation.
It
so
happens.
I'm not sure if I'm fortunate or unfortunate. I think it's that double-edged sword. But in the affidavit, I do state, and I did write this, nobody else wrote this for me, that I am one of the fortunate people who use the internet and have a channel, What the Hales. And number 6, I've always had my domicile in Ohio. That means that's where I reside. That is my hometown. It's where I vote in the presidential election.
Looks like crop circles on his head.
Okay. So my domicile is in Ohio, where I have my permanent home. And I've always lived in Ohio. It's the state where I was born in 1977. And I intend to keep my Ohio domicile. My children live in Ohio. Now, there are many who say, Jeremy, why haven't you changed to Florida? There are better business incentives and tax incentives and the whole deal. And that's true. There are much better incentives from moving everything to Florida. And I haven't, based on, listen to this last line. My children live in Ohio.
Thank you.
That's the reason. Family is more important than money, period. I will not change the state where I reside because of my children. And can I save tens of thousands of dollars?
That's a wingspan right there.
Will I? Nope. My kids are residents of Ohio. I will remain a Ohio resident as well. Number 7, in December 2020, I purchased a non-homestead property. In other words, you may think of it as vacation home. It's really what it is. In December 2020, I purchased a non-homestead property in Otter Creek, Florida for business purposes. And this location has better weather during the winter months than exists in Ohio. And I don't have to shut down a significant part of my business during the winter months, given that I have the Florida location for my businesses. Now, you understand that I'm in the resale business, and I love storage units, and I love the treasure hunt, and I love finding items that I can then reconnect with people who have memories towards them. For example, oh man, I'm looking for an example.
Dukes of Hazzard. Right
All right, Dukes of Hazzard, right behind me, that RC. I was just at a toy show, and that Dukes of Hazzard RC was in the box, $900.
Wow.
Now, we found that in a storage unit, and I'm guessing that it's worth roughly $300, probably more, in the condition that it's in. Now, I didn't have that growing up, but I know some people who did, and they would love to own that and be reconnected with their childhood memory. I always tell people, we don't sell stuff or items, it's memories. And so one of the things I like is Garbage Pail Kids, Ghostbusters. It's memories of growing up as a kid. And so better storage units in Florida, better weather, better business. I don't have to mess around with slush, ice, hail, snow.
Pulling a trailer.
By the way, I've pulled trailers in Ohio, and I've been on the phone with George during snowstorms and have been in a ditch and be like, ah! And somehow gotten out of those ditches. So Number 8. Thus, since 2021, my YouTube channel has afforded me the ability to split my work time between Otter Creek, Florida and Ohio. Okay. Number 9, on occasion, I use my platforms to benefit charities and do various giveaways to help deserving people. Part of my internet fame has led also to negative attention from people who claim to be fans, in quotes. Now, you understand that a lot of the hate that George and I get, and this is one of the things I told George when we first started, 95% of the people are going to love you, 5% of the people are going to hate you. No matter what you do in life, focus all of your attention on the 95 who love you, and they'll love you even more. Forget the 5%. They're going to hate everybody. That's who they are. They're miserable. They want to make everybody else's life miserable. Reminds me of an individual by the name of Marla Hughes in Bronson, Florida. She's a horrifically horrible, miserable person who people do not want to be around or know, and she wants to make everybody else's life miserable. Well, we don't want to be around those kind of people, which is why we don't associate with her. So you always want to give all of that attention, vast majority of it. Now I bring up Marla, you're probably going, well, why are you talking about Marla? Marla is going to be a part of court cases. So LIEnette's a part of the court case. Crook's a part of the court case. Never did we ever think that these negative people would ever bring things to the point to do illegal things and practice unprotected constitutional
They both
speech.
threw her under the bus.
Unprotected. Marla's been a part of it. Victoria Munsel's been a part of it. There's a handful of people that are a part of it. And so attention from people who claim to be fans. And if you go, oh man, Jeremy in his affidavit says internet fame. The reality is, I mean, it's not like being a movie star. I mean, I know you're not looking at me right now going, dang, Brad Pitt. I want to see him in the next movie. But it is to the point where George and I go out, and if we go to Walmart, honestly, just about anywhere, there will be somebody say, hey, I watch you all the time. Or it's just, yeah, can I get a selfie? I was just at a toy show. I don't know how many people stopped and asked for selfies and said hi, and we're very appreciative of the video. So the aspect of fame is those who recognize you and appreciate what you do. It doesn't mean that you're a movie star living in LA, because Otter Creek is not Hollywood by any stretch of the imagination. And Hollywood could never write or come up with something as odd as Otter Creek. All right. Number 10, defendants Mr. Crook and Ms. LIEnette are people who started off as fans by their own words. Okay. This is their own words that are in writing that will be used in court and are now stalking me and my partner. All right, page 3. Number 11, Mrs. Preston or LIEnette has had her own YouTube channel since 2020 and seeks donations from the public on an almost constant basis through PayPal, Venmo, her private Facebook pages, which, by the way, all these donations, you think she's actually reporting that she's on disability to the government? No, she's not. Oh, by the way, she's using the 501c3, the Turtle Rescue, in which turtles and tortoises need rescued from, as a front, I mean, in my opinion, literally to launder money and using the money illegally. But that is coming down the road as well. That is something else our legal team is working on. And so number 12, Mr.
Well, all I can say is Derricksy, is that those memory toys that you sold, I hope that it made memories for somebody else. That's what I hope. I mean, you know, it does sort of suck to sell off those old memories and say goodbye to them, but I do hope that those memories that you sold off go to giving good memories to somebody else. I really do, honestly. That is yes, it's tough to let it go, but I've had to do it. I've got a what is it, 1975, I'm trying to think if it's a 75 or 76, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's an Epiphone bass that is really, really unique. I don't think I would let it go unless I had to. Oh man, see that's, and sometimes that does bring quite a bit of joy to see those go. Damn it, Roy, you're watching the other night. Yes, it's I know, and just to see that joy being spread to a whole new generation and gives them like new memories. Oh yeah.
Crook has also many Facebook pages. LIEnette and Mr. Crook claim to run a sanctuary for tortoises. However, in October 2021, they moved and brought property that's directly across the road from my Florida winter location from my business. Now, you know as well as I know, they did this intentionally in an aspect to try and gain money, to try and gain fan support, and to try and get free labor. And
she's on Facebook.
Me. Number 13. Initially, I believe Mr. Crook and LIEnette were fans, but they continued to ask for financial.
You're down to 20 guitars because you sold 35. Yeah, over the past let's see, 30 plus years, I've probably sold at least 10 different instruments, like guitars, basses. I had some that were pretty cool. I had this really cool flying V that I sold to a guitar player that appreciated it so much. I mean, I paid practically nothing for it, and he bought it for like 10 times the amount that I paid for it because he just wanted it so bad. And I really didn't have any need for it for the flying V. It was a pretty pearl white flying V and had great action on it. Once I fixed it up, I bought it cheap, fixed it up, and sold it. Right now I've got a what is it? Off the top of my head, I can't think. It's a Taylor acoustic, and the headstock was snapped off of it. So one of my plans this summer is to rebuild the headstock. I do have a piece of mahogany, and I'm going to take the old fretboard off of the current one and the truss rod and basically rebuild it. So that's one of my goals. And no, I won't be streaming that because I'll probably mess it up. Yeah, I sold a few instruments too. Sold your first guitar and regretted it. And I didn't regret. My first guitar was a Kramer. It was like one of the cheapest guitars you could possibly buy at the time, and it was horrible. It was horrible. I've got a double cutaway Maestro bass that is no different than the Gibson Maestro or the Epiphone, or the Gibson or the Epiphone with the double cutaways on it, the hollow body with the double cutaways. That's one that I picked up for $100. It was awesome. Still have your flute from middle school in the 80s. My wife played clarinet, I think is what she played. Yeah, clarinet. Jeremy has several guitars. Yeah. Martin 12 string. Yeah, that I had a really nice 12 string that I sold off. And that was only because I was going back on tour again, and I didn't have any place to store it, and it wasn't something that I was playing currently at the time. And it was in pretty rough shape, but I sold that one off. It was some knockoff brand, so I mean, I think I paid like $50 for it at the time, but it wasn't anything spectacular. It had issues. If anyone has Legos they don't want, please send them my way. There you go. If you want those. I don't do the whole Lego thing. How does anyone play 12 string? Oh, well, easy. Gutter Girl, what is going on? Good to see you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, lovely Gutter Girl. How does anybody play 12 string? Well, I mean, I can play 12 string, 8 string bass. I haven't been able to figure out how to play a banjo yet, but I'm sure I could figure it out.
Financial help for their nonprofit, despite having moved into a less habitable place for the animals. As I continued to say no to the request beginning in February through March 2023, the behavior became more and more torturous, unstable, and dangerous. So if she lived and he lived in a beautiful remodeled home, oh my goodness, how many times have we had to hear that? With a life-threatening disabled child. How many times have we had to hear that? I'm disabled. Crook's disabled. How many times have we had to hear that?
The child's disabled.
You know, I literally just said that 3 sentences ago. And you're going to move to Otter Creek of all places?
No. what's really cool is I worked at a keyboard place building keyboards. So if you, I've worked on Wurlitzers, I've worked on Rhodes. Let's see, like all kinds of Rhodes, like every bit of them. I've worked on, let's see, Wurlitzers, Rhodes, Farfisa. That was a piece of garbage. Having to replace all the electronics in that. That was horrible. I used to rebuild Hammond B3 organs, C3 organs, G3, just all of the basically B3 organs. It's all the same guts, just a different box that they're put in. And I also built custom B3 organs. I built one for John Tedeschi, did one for a guy up in Tennessee that was he was a really good musician. I think he played with someone like Allman Brothers or something like that for a period of time, like as a stand-in. I mean, I've worked on at least. Oh, I did one for Chevy Chase too. I built a B3 for Chevy Chase. I remember that one. Oh, that one was pretty cool. I did one for a guy that did radio commercials that got painted by a guy up in Blue Ridge. I'm trying to think what his name was. Damn it. Starts with a C. Damn it. It'll hit me. Damn it. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, I used to work on B3 organs. Can I build you an organ? Ha ha ha. I don't know what kind of organ you want. Yeah. Now, I can't play keys at all, but I could build them. I mean, they're just a tone generator. So they have wheels that spin and then magnets that pick up all the sound and everything. So yeah, I worked on those for a long time. I also would go and pick up a whole bunch of them from like the Midwest and crap like that. I was driving to like Philadelphia and places like that, just, all over the place. There was one place I went to, I picked up, I think it was 10 B3 organs and hauled them back to Georgia. It was crazy. Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, probably. I don't have anything. I just have something that says light rain, but I've got a dog on my lap right now because he's freaking out. He does that every time we have storms. So, Francis Coppola, I don't know. Well, no, it wasn't. It was Corbin. Yes, Corbin was. He did a piece for us that was. He took the wood and did an emerald something like emerald paint, like a really hard paint that solidified on the. I mean, the paint job probably cost more than the organ did, but that's what he wanted. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Yeah, I played bongos in a band for a while too. Yeah, they work well with worship music. Yeah, they would. I will stay safe. I'm in Georgia also, so it's it's not even raining here. Yeah, it is. We got light rain from what I understand. Yeah, Storm LIEnette is wreaking havoc. Your first guitar was a pre-lawsuit 1980s Ibanez Blazer. Had it redone a few years ago for your granddaughter. That's awesome. Yeah, my mother had an old Martin that she never changed the strings out of, and the neck actually snapped on it. Imagine that, because she wouldn't take care of it. It was like so bad. It was an old one too. I mean, it was I want to say something like 50s model or some built like in the 50s. It was a pretty guitar, but yeah, it snapped. That's cool though.
On a dump, and the original plan was to live in.
I'll probably have them hanging up here on the wall whenever all is said and done. I'll probably have them hanging up on the walls in here. I've got 2 bass cabinets and crap like that. It's hard for me to play much bass anymore because of the arthritis, but every so often I break it out and play a little bit.
A tent? Yeah, live in a tent. Who she claims true rug addicts that were living on her property in exchange for food that was rotten food from Winn-Dixie stole along with another tortoise. Oh, but then she says in court that there's no rug addicts. There's never been any rug addicts. And the problem for her is we have all the screenshots and the receipts and the proof. Let's go on. All right. 14. Point number 14. In April 2023, Crook posted online a large collection of the letter S, and then we're going to say X toys, and stated I was selling them as my items. Crook also made threats about posting pictures of his Tic Tac in my partner's mouth. Somebody's got 2-inch pipe envy. That's all I'm going to say. Serious pipe envy. Big pipe envy. I'm just saying I got the biggest pipe in Otter Creek. That's all I'm saying. All right, number 15. In May 2023, my attorneys in Florida sent Crook and LIEnette cease and desist letters, a copy of being attached to my complaint. That's why this thing is so big, because of all the proof. But this did little or nothing to curb their behavior. As a matter of fact, that cease and desist only went on to increase their behavior to the point of setting up signs, which we're going to talk about here. Number 16, in response to their motion to dismiss, which, by the way, it will not be dismissed in federal court. Number 16, in May through June 2023, as outlined in my complaint, LIEnette posted signs all over Otter Creek, Florida, calling me an Ohio rapist. We're not going to rap right now. Defaming me and asking for others to run me and my partner back to Ohio. Now, here's the interesting point of this.
Late viewer recap of what he's talking about. He's talking about the lawsuit that was filed in federal court. He's pointing out that the loss, what they filed in federal court, just isn't going to stand up in court. That's basically what he's saying. That's a good rundown of it. He's shown that that they signed each other's affidavits, or just it's whoever did all of their editing and copying, how horrible it was that they did all their editing and copying.
They're claiming, because they watch all my videos for 6 months straight, that I'm a resident of Florida. Yet LIEnette is the one that contacts my mayor in Ohio, trying to run me out of my Ohio village. Interesting.
Hey, welcome from Rochester, Texas. Good to see you, Belinda. I hope you're having a wonderful day or wonderful evening. Hope that you were safe through all the storms that you had there a few back. You have a music addiction. Doctor sadly said there was no cure. You got a bad case of loving you. MT cat freaks out during storms. I have to hold her 15+ pounds waddle buns. Hey, no problem. I hope that was enough. I would still love to see the documents.
All right, number 17. Since May 2023 to date, Crook and LIEnette have created and maintained multiple online groups dedicated to hating me. And Mr. Crook has made, we're going to use the letter S, and then we're going to say actually, explicit post about me and my partner. Particularly, he wants to put all kinds of things in the exit only, the backside, parking in the rear.
Maybe.
I think you get what I'm saying. The man is obsessed with the bung hole. All right. Number 18. In August 2023, in other words, we've been harassed on that level constantly and nonstop. And frankly, let's face it, LIEnette's looking for her 8th husband as well. And I'm not on the market for pole dancers / ministers. Which is not a minister. All right. Number 18.
Corn dancer.
Oh, okay. Well, she's a corn stripper. You gotta strip that corn if you're gonna have some corn on the cob. Number 18. In August 2023, LIEnette went so far to email the mayor of Ohio town, who knows me very well, and to complain specifically about me and my partner and threatening us. Wait, now, hold a second. Why in the world would LIEnette message the mayor of Ohio if we don't live in Ohio? Okay, well, we'll let the federal judge figure that one out. Number 19, Crook, LIEnette, online posts calling me a child. Well, you can figure it out. You got it all right. And are constant and ongoing to this day, still doing it. This behavior is escalating. They are harassing me in both Ohio and Florida. Now, to be very clear, everything I've said, everything I've posted has been legal, constitutionally protected speech. And we have thousands and thousands of screenshots of Crook, LIEnette, Marla Hughes, Victoria Munsell. We've got thousands of screenshots of illegal, unprotected speech. Okay, of what.
So here's the thing: you feel like if you're in a court case, this isn't helpful to make a post. Doesn't hurt. Doesn't help. Doesn't hurt. It shouldn't affect it whatsoever. Yeah, it shouldn't affect it whatsoever. Keep myself and pup safe. My pup don't like storms. In fact, last night we had bad storms. Was up all night with him in Illinois. Weather is something else. Yeah, I know. I dealt with multiple storms. Corn tooth poop. Love it. Corn tooth poop. Thank you, Roxanne.
We know the laws, and we stay within the laws. They are complete and total fools.
And say
you
hi.
think they actually wrote that motion citing case law? They can't even figure out what's legal to say and what's not legal to say. And they illegally file these motions. Okay, all right. You know, I've mentioned that multiple times. Let's keep going on. Number 20, as a result, in September 2023, in the Court of Common Pleas in my Ohio county, I filed a civil lawsuit against Preston, LIEnette, and Crook. 21, on October 10th, 2023, a final permanent civil stalking protection order was entered in Ohio in my favor against LIEnette and Crook, and it gives both of those orders there. See attached orders from the Court of Common Pleas, and that's one of the exhibits in my motion, my affidavit in response to their motion to dismiss. Now, put yourself in the federal judge's position. Jeremy is a resident of Ohio. He resides in Ohio. He has civil protection orders out of Ohio. And you're going to come into this courtroom and file a motion to say he's not a resident of Ohio. And you know, because you are the person that he has these civil protections orders against, they're starting in federal court already with the judge going, can't be trusted. These two are pathological liars. Number 22. After a full evidentiary hearing in the Ohio court, issued two final orders of protection. The Court of Common Pleas in Ohio, here and after the Ohio court, made factual findings that LIEnette and Crook have knowingly engaged in a pattern of contact that caused me to believe that LIEnette and Crook will cause me physical harm or have caused already, which they have, mental distress. And there are exhibits 1 and 2 as well. Number 23, in the two final orders of protection, the Ohio court ordered LIEnette and Crook to not initiate or have any contact with me or my residences, businesses, places of employment, schools, daycare centers, childcare providers. Contact includes, but not limited to, landline, cordless, cellular, digital telephone, text, instant messaging, fax, email, voicemail, delivery services, social media, which she continues to break to this day, and so does he. Blogging, writings, electronic communication, posting of a message, which they both continue to break to this day, or communication by any other means, direct or through another person, which they literally just gave somebody a video, which breaks this civil protection order. Thank you very much. See exhibits 1 and 2. By the way, this is a one-way civil protection order. It is not mutual. I can initiate communication with them if I want, which I don't. They may not. Okay. Number 24. Also, now hold a second. Some of you are going, but Jeremy, there's a Florida temporary injunction on you right now. I'm talking about through this Ohio civil protection order. All right. And as it was granted, there was no temporary injunction in Florida. And frankly, I've said it in the past, I could care less about the aspect of the injunction of no communication. We don't want to communicate with them. We don't want them communicating with us. We don't want them anywhere near us. They're dangerous. But we do need to ride on our road and drive on our road and have access to all of our property. And we need to have our firearms to protect ourselves from individuals. Hold you responsible this time, Jeremy. Number 24. Also, the Ohio court told LIEnette and Crook they may not violate the order, even with my permission. Nor shall LIEnette or Crook encourage any person to act and prohibit the Ohio court. Which, by the way, we have screenshots of that. I thought I said corn bus. Corn bus. Thank you. Communication with others to do things to us, and we have.
Hey, you be safe out there, Rare Aussie. Head to the hospital and be safe. Most definitely be safe. You got it.
We haven't released any of that yet. That may be coming this week, or we may hold it back. It all depends on what we think is wise to do before court or not. Number 25, obtaining these Ohio orders of protection was very important to me and remains so. I've never intended to remain in Florida indefinitely, and I still don't. And I have no family in Florida, and I still don't. And I do intend to remain in Ohio indefinitely, and I still do. Page number 6. We're only going to go through 7 pages. 26, Ohio is my true fixed permanent home and the state of principal business establishment. In other words, I have multiple LLCs that have established out of Ohio. My primary business, my LLCs are both incorporated in Ohio. I intend to return to Ohio whenever I'm absent therefrom. I was just in Ohio this past weekend. I was in Ohio 2 weekends ago. I go back to Ohio quite a bit. Times when you know I'm in Ohio, times when you don't know I'm in Ohio. There are times when I don't want anybody to know I'm in Ohio. And so we film beforehand. I go to Ohio, I come back. So watching videos, even though LIEnette and Crook say they never watch anything, watching videos means nothing. Watching videos is not real time. I could video something from 6 months ago and show it to you tomorrow. It doesn't mean that's where I am on that day at that time. It never means that. Now, as you're watching this video, I recorded it the day before you saw it. So you have no idea, as you're watching this right now, you have no idea where I am or what I'm doing. Am I in Florida? Am I in Ohio? I could be anywhere. I could be in Virginia, helping my buddy with a huge storage unit. You don't know. Number 27, my Ohio driver's license is the only driver's license I have ever had. My current home address is on this license. Number 28, my Ohio property tax bill for my Ohio domicile is attached as well, which, by the way, we do not get a homestead break in Florida because this is not our primary residency, particularly mine. I'm the one that's filing suit. So if this is your primary residency, you can get a homestead tax break. I get no tax breaks whatsoever because none of this in Florida is my primary residency. Number 29, I've never voted in any other state but Ohio. I did want to vote in the local election in Otter Creek, Florida, as LIEnette herself was a candidate for town hall council. And I believe she would use this position to further cause me physical harm, mental distress. However, LIEnette is no longer a candidate, so I rescinded any such request to vote in the local Otter Creek election. Which again, number 29 is complete and total true. LIEnette wanted to be on town council as she told Judge Grudge that she's paralyzed to her property. They can't go anywhere or do anything as they continue to violate the civil protection order. And LIEnette says she wants to be on town council. You think, LIEnette, you think she would do something to the people here, including me and George? Hales, yes, she would. All right, number 30, my vehicles are and always have been registered in Ohio. See exhibit number 5, and they still are, and they always will be. Number 31, I file my federal income taxes every year in Ohio. See exhibit 6, and I have last year, this year, and it continues on. 32, my current Ohio utility bills are also attached. And what it basically says is signed, Jeremy.
He's an Ohio
Hales.
resident. Doesn't matter if he owns other properties.
We got a ton of exhibits, a ton of them. Here's the
I'm so confused. Where is he?
LIEnette and Crook continuing to lie and manipulate and play victim in the system is only going to further set them behind in the system. A federal judge who's going to be presiding over this issue is now seeing that they're even lying in their motion about where I live and about how much this has cost me so far. Not only that, they've lied in filing motions. They screwed up the motions, and they're going to be held accountable for that too. I can't wait for the federal courts to finally rule on this, unbiased, impartial, and to do the right thing and protect myself and George from these extremely dangerous stalkers.
There you go. There you go. All of that. Damn. Well, so what do you think? What do you think, folks? You guys ready to go over and join MG? Huh? Are you guys ready? Well, we're going to fire everybody over there just as soon as we do this. You weren't expecting that, were you? All you fine folks, you have a wonderful evening. If you come back tomorrow, we're not covering What the Hales. Tomorrow is going to be something completely different. So if you want to come back and watch and see what exactly we're going to be talking about, show up tomorrow. Probably about 7:30 is what time I'll be firing it up. And I've got some other stuff that I'm going to be covering. So I want everybody to have a wonderful night. And also tomorrow morning, I'll be here doing the same thing that I do every morning. Hopefully not pissing off too many people. It's not my goal in life, although, it does happen, but that's how it goes. I don't feel any animosity towards anyone. So I thank all of you for being here tonight. And with that, you get to see the old intro / outro. You guys, peace.
George, psst. Are you ready to show everybody where our new home is?
Before we show you, we want to show you why Why the Hales would we buy where we bought?
What did you say?
I said, Jeremy, I'm a huge fan.
George is out in the parking lot. Look at that. Am I on the naughty list?
When we don't even drink it. There was one improvement. I actually received this bill 1 day after its due date. Every meeting. And you're gonna bring the police to remove me. Come in. I didn't start this war with the neighbors, but I fully intend on winning it.
I can't, sir. I cannot hear you very well. Not at all. I have to hold you up to my ear to hear you. Something is wrong. Can you please check your mic? I do not have perception of time. I don't have perception of dates and times. I do not, and my brain does not work that way. You are not a nice person.